Disclaimer. Welcome to Two Cops, One Donut podcast. The views and opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Two Cops, One Donut, its host, or affiliates. The podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not endorse any guests' opinions or actions discussed during the show. Any content provided by guests is of their own volition, and listeners are encouraged to form their own opinions. Furthermore, some content is graphic and has harsh language. Viewer discretion advised and is intended for mature audiences. Two Cops, One Donut and its host do not accept any liability for statements or actions taken by guests. Thank you for listening. Right. Welcome back to Cops, One Donut. I am your host, Eric Levine. With me tonight is the one, the only Deadleg, with a very nice Christmas theme back there. How's it going, Deadleg?
Yep, that's what she is, a big lazy. I haven't done anything to clean up after Christmas yet. So I got boxes, not only just the tree, but the boxes and everything else that goes with it.
I like it. I like it. And then for some reason it says Alan Nelson. I just noticed that. Alan is not here tonight, and it is definitely not my name. So we're going to change that. We're going to go Eric and Fred. Freddy G. We'll go right there. That'll work. And boom. And did it fix it? There we go. That'll work. So I got my dad with me again tonight. How's it going, Dad?
Where's he at?
Where's your dad?
What's up?
Oh shit. So
I didn't realize that is who we were talking with.
you didn't know this is my dad?
No, I've never met your dad. Good.
Oh,
Hello.
I've only met a couple of your
Yeah, I guess so.
co-hosts.
Dad. Deadleg. Dead.
And why do they call you Deadleg?
Oh, give him the story, Deadleg.
The short of it is I jumped over a fence in Memphis, Tennessee. And then I broke my leg severely, spent a month in the hospital, almost lost it, had compartment syndrome, and now I have a nerve condition called complex regional pain syndrome. So early on, I had nerve damage in my leg below the knee, and it already had a giant hole in the side of it where the skin graft is now. So it's a mental thing. I already started just right from day one when I woke up and had a skeleton on the outside of my leg and rods and everything sticking out of it. I was like, all right, this is my dead leg. You're dead. You're dead to me now. And then my thought is I'll make fun of me, because if you make fun of me, no one likes making, you're a copycat. Right. And then you're making fun of a disabled guy. You're even
a disabled veteran. What animal does that?
Yeah, from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah. So prior Army.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because he's a smart guy, and he went Army. I don't understand. Don't get it.
I was an MP, multi-purpose.
So that's a good name. I never heard anybody call it that. I like it.
You've never heard that before?
No.
Oh man.
No, in the Air Force, because we're SF, so we like to play that game.
You're special.
It's security forces, but when you say you're SF around true SF guys, it drives them up the wall, and it's one of my favorite things because we're glorified gate guards. So you just welcome to the gates of Lackland. So it cracks me up to watch how butthurt the SF guys get.
There's a comedian. He's real popular,
Gary Owen.
And he was
he's like, you made it, baby. Yeah. You made it. Yeah, his joke, Gary Owen, I'll give you credit for it because I've heard it. We went and watched Gary Owen for New Year's.
Really?
And yeah, Sarah and I's anniversary.
Nice.
So 20-year anniversary, went and watched Gary Owen. And
congratulations on that.
Thank you. Comedian. And he's one of my favorite because he was a Navy cop. And he said he immediately hated it because the very first time he gets onto the job and he finally gets to start doing his job, he has to do a DWI, right? And he realized how much work was involved in it, and he's like, this is some bullshit. I'm doing all this work. He's like, and he goes, so the next time I got somebody at the gate, he's like, be honest with me, you had something to drink tonight? And the guy's like, yeah, 2 beers. And he's like, come on, be honest with me. I can probably help you out. And he's like, 14 shots, 2 beers, 14 shots. And he's like, all right. He's like, so you mean to tell me, he's like, you came from Tijuana, got past California Highway Patrol, got past local patrol, got past whatever other police agency, And he's like, and now you're here in front of me? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you had some focus. You made it, baby. Welcome home. Let's get you home. This shit's funny. He's like waving him through like we wave him through, all professional. Oh, it's so funny. I love it. Let's see who's here tonight. Your baby mama's here, Fred. Michelle. She's she's in here. Michelle's in there. She said, hey, Fred. Wade Lucero in the house, Mr. Billfold. Oh, right. He goes, all my exes live in Texas. Temporarily right now. Who else we got tonight? Jerry's in the house. What's up, Jerry? Project 1868. He's already going off. How do some people get so radical? I think it's okay to abstract. All right, save your energy. Save your energy. We're going to get into it. I promise. Listen, we're going to be talking, all three of us. Politically, we're going to try to stay off politics the best we can. This one's going to be the hardest, and I'm pointing at Fred. The dude's a political animal. So that's going to be very difficult for him. Like we always say, what our guests say is not on behalf of two cops. Don't it? We're going to get into that. And then I also want people to know, like, we're not going heavy in the chat tonight. If you really want to get your point across, use the super chats. That's the best way to get it done, because I don't have anybody to monitor anything tonight, and that's just the route we're starting to get too many people in the chats. I can't keep up with everybody. We got to start breaking it down. So that's one of the new methods we're going to be starting to use in here. Looks like our mods are in the house. We got Bearded Tim's in here. He said, I'm here. I'm alive. Gallbladder operation hurting bad. Love it. Love it. Dedicated Santa Claus.
Just cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to Tim. We're drinking some Smoke Wagon over here. And Dead Legs on that Coke. He's on that sugar rush.
Yeah, we'll say it's Coke.
Now that I think about it, do you? I don't think I ever really see you drink Dead Leg, do you?
That's one of the few, like, I don't smoke and I don't really drink.
You're not opposed to it. You just don't.
Yeah, it's not like I won't drink beer. I don't like beer. Beer doesn't like me at all. Like, if I drink one beer, I'll get violently sick afterwards. But I can drink hard liquor and mixed stuff, all that stuff, the girly drinks, all day long.
Okay.
So I was always had the thought, it was like, I don't care. The effect is the same. So I'll drink something that tastes good to me, and you can drink something that tastes like piss to you.
Yeah.
We'll all be happy.
Well, this particular Smoke Wagon bottle, he's getting the good stuff. This is the rare bottle. I wanted to make sure I've given it to everybody that's come over. Is
that the fancy one for Christmas?
Yes, the one. I am trying to make sure that I pay it forward, because I didn't pay for this bottle. It's not mine to hoard. I want everybody to partake in the rare bottle. It's bottle number 17 out of 42 of the Smoke Wagon Rare. And what is it called? Rare and Limited. So salute to Smoke Wagon. Thank you.
Yeah. 17 is not a too shoddy of a number. I mean, you're not one, but
right. Yeah.
You're not 42.
But you're not last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 20.
Top 20. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Optimism, baby. I know Freddy G over there. He's not the most optimistic guy. He's more of a realist. You're more of a realist, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be like, this could happen. He's like, yeah, I could fart rainbows too, but probably not going to happen. Reality is this. You're old school.
Two different mathematical equations.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, different generation. Fred grew up in a hard knock life generation. Mine was, what's funny is comparing my own and Dead, like, how old are you?
41, just turned 41.
Yeah, so we're about the same age. I'm gonna be 43 in February. When we grew up, we were considered soft. But we look at how they grow up now, and I'm like, no, we are not soft. They were soft. Like, we were analog to digital, so we still had to deal with
we had that transition.
Yeah, we had a game called Smear the, and I'll let you guys finish that. And the kids don't have that these days. They're not even close.
I got chastised when, maybe 10 years ago on Facebook.
You got chastised?
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing new for you on Facebook, but
so we had Tony Romo was our quarterback, right?
Oh yeah,
the Cowboys.
Genius quarterback, by the way.
Yeah, pretty smart, but he always choked in
the big games.
Yeah, and he choked again where he fumbled
the one right by the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would have went out in the playoffs or whatever.
And I went off on Facebook and said, God damn it, Homo the Romo, Romo the Homo. Romo the Homo. And went off on him, and everybody's chiming in. And then one of our friends from work, who's alternative, said, Freddie, I love you to death, but you cannot say that. Stop using that word. And I'm like, what? What?
It was new to you.
Yeah. And so she went on to tell me that her own son had to be corrected for using that smear the queer. Because we brought that up.
It's not PC anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life is different, my friends.
But
yeah. And that's been, it has been a growth experience growing up, being called, all of those, all of them. And I'm not going to use them because I've learned my own lesson of using any of those words. So, but you grew up in a totally different time. If you guys didn't know this about Freddie G, this is, I'm going to unveil some things about him. He was the anti-bully in the neighborhood. If there was a person that was bullying people, they would call Fred over. And I know people find it funny I call you Fred, but it's just the way our family talks about you. So Fred, we always call him Fred with a W in there. Fred was the anti-bully. And
I was the test subject. When we first,
you fight him, Fred. See how this goes, guys.
When we first moved in that neighborhood, we were the minority, right?
Yeah.
And I was like this big.
Yeah.
Twerp.
Yeah. Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah. And so, but I had a mouth.
Yep.
I did.
Thanks for that, by the way. I'm talking to a mirror over here.
And
pull that mic in front of your mouth when you talk. There you go.
I just got into a bunch of scraps.
Yeah.
It wasn't very successful at first.
Yeah.
And so, but I guess as you learn, and timing and training and repetition, start getting some good muscle memory. And next thing you know, I was a contender.
Up and coming.
Yeah. And then this two big old bullies came at me once, not at the same time, but separate situations. And I got lucky and whooped their ass both.
Yeah.
Probably, 2 summers apart. And that really catapulted
the reputation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because here's a white boy in the hood who's known to fight. And that's the one, if you wanted cred,
you had to go beat.
Yeah, to take
or at least take him on. Yeah.
And so when I reached that level, I was smarter. I'm like, I would talk shit. But I'm like, I don't know if I can take that guy. So I'm not going to fight him, but I'm going to look tough. Right?
Yeah.
And then until I picked on he tried to fight me. I'm like, all right, let's go. And he was just twisting me up like a pretzel. And just dominating me. I'm like, oh, what the hell? I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And he wasn't punching. He was just wrestling.
Okay.
Come to find out, he was on the wrestling team.
Oh.
So he was going through drills.
He was practicing with you.
He was practicing with me.
Oh, shit.
And we were fighting on my buddy's lawn, who was also on the same wrestling team as he was.
Okay.
But my buddy was like 6'6" and 200 pounds. Picked him up off of me in a full Nelson and held him up, stretched out. And everybody and their brother who was watching said, hit him. I'm like, I'm not hitting him when he's being held,
right?
Defenseless. And I said, no, you want it? I walked away, and we were cool after that.
That's respect. Yeah.
I'm not gonna hit someone he won fair and square.
Yeah, you had honor back then.
Yeah,
this is some honor, street honor. I like it.
Yep,
I like it. You can't do that shit no more. If you got the advantage, fucking win, because they're gonna do whatever. There's some crazy sucker punching shit that goes on these days.
I think about this. I don't want to say daily, but you're driving. Road rage happens all the time.
Yeah.
You don't.
Jimmy Gilbert's on Instagram. He said,
Jimmy,
"Ha!"
You don't know.
Yeah.
What you're going to encounter.
Yeah.
You could piss someone off, and they could have a weapon. And you may have a weapon. Now there's 2 weapons. Then what if your family's in the car?
Yeah.
So
yeah, the road rage shit.
So I've kind of mellowed out on that.
Yeah, you can't, especially in Texas. It's way different than Michigan.
I don't know.
Everybody got a
scale
gun.
of 1 to 10 with road rage. If it wasn't my fault, I escalate to 10 right away. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I've witnessed.
I'm not violently pissed to where I'm out of control, but I'm pissed.
Your mood's affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched. I'm like, well, there goes a half of the day. We got to go all the way to his fishing cabin with him pissy.
But we'll catch fish.
You just take on the fish. Fucking cut me off, motherfucker. What's funny you guys don't know this about Fred, but when he gets mad, like really mad, and I've only seen him this way a few times, he unnecessarily curses. Like he goes from like, like when we get mad, normal people are like, motherfucker, this fucking asshole. He's like, this fucking fuck ass bitch motherfucker. And I'm like, holy shit, that didn't even make sense. Just went on a tirade.
I'll never forget that one call we went on at the mall. We had to deal with somebody.
Oh, they were stealing
carload of kids.
Yeah, it was a bunch of kids stealing out of the water fountain there at the mall.
Yeah. Probably in their teens.
They were teenagers, but
16 and above.
Yeah, they tried to run from us.
Well, they
didn't get
thought
far.
about it.
Yeah.
We had proned them out, and one didn't want to show me his hands. He kept his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, he was like tucking.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I've never worn a body cam, and he had a body cam on, and it's just.
Yeah, I didn't want him to get hemmed up for cursing because show me your motherfucking hands and fucking show me if I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, Fred, relax, body cameras. You can get in trouble.
I went over there and kicked his hand out of his pocket.
Yeah, that was fine, but it was the cursing. You weren't going to get in trouble trouble.
You were fairly new.
Yeah.
But
swearing was like, we were told, like, don't be swearing on camera. Like, okay. So
unprofessional.
Yeah, I was like, I can't have my dad getting in trouble. I wanted to be able to take more calls with him. Oh, shit was funny. Yeah, chain cursing. Yeah, Mr. Billfold. Yeah, chain cursing. That's what he was doing for sure.
Momentary Tourette's.
There's a term. I don't know if it's a medical term or what other term where they give a definition of a trait, like Tourette syndrome and stuff like that. When you get amped up and your vocabulary changes to vulgarity and I'm sure there's a term for that.
It's called being an asshole.
Losing your shit.
Yeah. It's called being an asshole.
Losing your shit-itis. Thanks, Deadleg.
Lack of emotional control, sir. That's what it is. Oh, too funny.
Yeah, I just don't trust my abilities, so I force it.
Oh, my Aunt Lisa, if you remember her.
Yeah.
She says, tell old Freddy hello.
Hello.
Forced reset cursing. My mom said blackout. Oh shit, too funny. All right, boys. Let's shift gears. Let's get into what we were going to talk about. So everybody's talking about the shooting. I've been laying off. I have not. You guys know me. I avoid all the politics and hot button items the best I can. More information came out, a different angle of the video that I haven't really seen anybody cover yet. So I figured tonight would be, because it came out today, at least I think it did. Figured it'd be a good time to talk about it. Now, I'm just going to talk about legality, and I'm going to talk about police tactics and training. That's how I'm going to dive into it and just kind of talk about what the modern style policing is, what I think ICE's training is from people I've talked to, and just to kind of give you a heads up, they're behind the times. Federal employees are behind the times when it comes to modern policing. the way that we police things, the way we do things, and all that. So we're gonna get into all that. So, but before we do, we're gonna watch the latest video. So I'm gonna share the screen. This one's on X. I found X to be a very good format for replay or showing videos.
X as in Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter. So let's go with this view here. I like that. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us?
Former veteran, that's what she was saying.
I said, get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out of the car.
Okay, so far, this, I keep hearing my echo somehow. It went away. Do you hear that?
I do.
I don't.
I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, I'll work through it. The officer that you can see in this video camera feed here, this is the guy that does the shooting. And right now, up until this, everything seems fairly chill. He's going around getting the evidence. This is how I see it as a cop.
So the one that does the shooting is taking this
video right now.
Okay.
Yes. So he's the one videotaping. He's not getting into a verbal altercation with these women or the dog that's in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear the other ICE agent coming up and talking to the driver, telling him to, I don't even remember what commands they were giving, but he was giving some sort of commands.
I did hear get out of the car.
Maybe that's what it is.
Get out of the vehicle.
I'll go back. You can see him right there. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but he's right there. Let's hear what he says.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Okay. Not the most professional language, but he's not what I would consider ramped up. He's not like, hey, get out of the fucking, like, he's not sitting there screaming. He's just coming up, being matter of fact, hey, get out of the car. To which it looks like her wife, I think they're married is what they were saying. And looks like she sees the other agent and now is trying to get back in the vehicle or something to that effect. So do you guys have any other takes on what you've seen so far in this?
No, I assume it's her wife or girlfriend or whatever, significant other.
Yeah.
But she's got an attitude. I have learned more about these two earlier in the day that I'll share later.
Okay. I know nothing. You guys know me. I told you I avoid the news. The only time I see this stuff is Instagram is my regular. So I will look for clips to show on the show. Like, or you guys send me clips and I watch those. That's about as much information really as I have on this. So
there's a security camera video that from this angle was going to be way behind this agent's shoulder.
I've seen that one. The way distance. Yeah.
Yep. And by the time that this agent gets out of the vehicle and starts walking around, the vehicle in question had already been in the roadway for well over 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard 4 minutes just parked there.
It's not like it was just temporarily there or it's stopped. It's obstructing traffic. It's not responding to the emergency vehicle with the lights and sirens behind them. And now an agent's telling them to get out of the vehicle, and they're also not responding to that.
Gotcha.
Before that, as well, that when they're walking around and they're talking about the back of the vehicle, it's almost like they know the script of what's going to happen because they said, we don't change our plates. So when you come talk to us later. So they know that
they're trained at all this.
That they're going to follow up on this. They're not going to interject them. The idea that their ICE is trying to antagonize this, they're collecting their evidence so they can go talk to these ladies on their own terms away from this crowd, because that's what you don't want. You don't want this crowd to get amped up and you get these agitators, because that's all you need is 1 or 2 agitators in the crowd. And then things go absolutely apeshit crazy.
And that's part of
this point, they're just documenting the information and trying to get to the next point. They're just trying to move down the road.
Okay.
Because they get attacked when they're stationary.
If they sit in one spot too long.
ducks here. And that was part of their concern was, hey, we got to get going. We got to get going. We don't want to be sitting there because the neighborhood knows now that they're there.
Yeah.
So, and they're part of a group that follows around the country.
So here is part of modern policing and it's being cops from a bigger city. If it's me in these guys' shoes, screw getting the evidence, screw going around the car to get the plate and all that shit. If I can get you to leave, I'm going to get you to leave. Get out of the road. Go. Get down the road. I don't want to do any paperwork. Like if it took me to get out of the vehicle to get you to go, like you said, because the crowd's around, let me get them out of here. That's what I want to do. So as soon as the female that's out of the car gets in the car, I'm going to be like, thank you, go. Like, I'm going to have them leaving. That's the hope.
Okay. But it's my understanding that there's multiple cars that attempt to obstruct and box them in or deflect them or do something to interfere with what they're trying to do. So who knows how long they've been doing that to this convoy.
I don't know. I'm just saying specifically off of what I can see in this, if she gets in that car and it looks like they're about to take off, like that's what I want. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to go to an enforcement action simply because of the variables you guys already stated. There's people all around. If they get stuck static too long, they get surrounded and they get picked on. Like, why would I want to stop them here? Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What purpose what objective do they have by engaging with them?
Correct.
Are they trying to get somewhere? Well, why not just drive around them?
Right.
So there's a reason why they felt it was necessary to get out of the car and to engage.
Yeah. And I think that goes into kind of what I was talking about, policing experience, policing training and all that stuff. We tend to see a bigger picture with our training and experience and being around big cities. I don't know what this ICE agent could have, both of them, they could have been on ICE for the last 15 years. 15 years on ICE doesn't equal experience. It just means you had time on.
It's different experience too.
Right. You're not in
law enforcement.
Yeah.
Like law enforcement, like my law enforcement experience, all mine is all federal, but I wasn't an ICE agent.
Right.
But I have worked the road. I pulled people over. I worked a patrol car. I stood the gate, waved people in. I worked investigations. I wasn't a cop at Ohio State, but even working at Ohio State, like their law enforcement's the same, but it's completely different when you get down to their focus, because their ICE is just doing ICE stuff. They're not looking for speeders. They're not looking for drugs. They're not looking for they're looking for immigration enforcement. That's it. That's their whole. So for them to be doing traffic stops or doing felony traffic stops or doing multiple arrests, we'll go ahead and say of American citizens, that's not something that's normally in their purview.
Right.
But also, before we even started, you said they can't get stopped. You can't get stopped. Well, I was also told you can't get stopped when I was in Iraq in 2003. So if we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as a federal agent and you're driving through town trying to do your job and you can't get stopped because you know that this stuff is going to happen, at some point you do have to get out of the vehicle. If they're ramming your vehicles, you're going to have to stop. You're going to have to effective arrest, because what's been happening is every time this happens, they'll disengage. They don't want to cause a chase. They don't want to cause a shooting like you had in California where they shot the UPS or the U-Haul truck. They don't want to escalate to that. But this other side of the fence is trying to literally push the buttons as far as you can and see how far you can go. How far can we go today? How long can I sit in the road? I sat in the road for 4 minutes yesterday. Can I go for 10 minutes today? If I'm doing 10 minutes of obstructing today, that's 10 minutes that these agents are dealing with me. They're not doing their job.
Yeah.
Like it's not to get too far deep into politics, but the sitting mayor starts yelling things about stuff, but that's too far out of it. So
yeah,
for where we're at now,
we'll get into kind of, because it does come into an officer safety issue, and that's something I do want to talk about.
Well, we're learning, and it's getting out there that these agitators have an actual course they go to. Somehow, somewhere, they're put on a course or training on what to do and what not to do when you're trying to do this obstruction stuff.
So, question. People, I've heard people call them agitators. I've heard people say they live on the street. I've heard all these things. Does anybody know any concrete info of, are they from the area? Do they live right here? Do they not?
I was told
that would make a big difference.
I was told this particular couple drove 4 hours from wherever to get to this location.
Okay.
They're not from that area.
They're not from this area. So that makes a big difference, in the totality of things.
Yeah.
If you told me they lived on this street, that's in their favor, in my opinion. That's in their favor. It's their block. They have a reason to be there. It's an investment into their community. I get that. So, but if they're not, and I don't know one way or the other.
They've done the research. They've went through the car. There's evidence of them being what they call ICE warriors. It's a group of people that go around fucking with ICE.
Oh, well, that's never a smart thing to do. Okay, let's keep watching. Okay, now that the vehicle is in motion, this is where my training takes over, is get the fuck away from this car. Get to a side. There's never, because he wasn't in front of the vehicle. He was to the side of the vehicle, but he started to walk in that direction. I think probably to go meet up with his partner so they can do a driver's side approach. But you got to get the fuck out of the way of the vehicle. If it starts to move, I'm moving to a side.
See, are you saying it's moving now?
Yes.
Okay.
That car was backing up. I'll back.
Get out of the way.
So it fucking happens fast. It does happen quick. But let's go back to probably the critical decision making, which was right about here, right before the vehicle actually started moving. You have to have a plan and know what you're going to do. For me, is my goal am I going for a detention, or am I going to try to clear the road? Get the fuck out of here. Me, I'm clearing this road. She looks like she's about to get in the car, so I'm going to follow her direction and make sure she gets in that car and let my partner handle the driver like he was doing. Because I got to keep eyes on both. So it's not going to do me any good to go over to my partner's side to the driver's side. I've got full view of her. I want to maintain the known. I know her. So if she's getting in the car, I'm like, all right, cool. Half of the problem's solved, because now they can leave. She's with that vehicle. They can leave if she's inside of it. That's just kind of the way I'm seeing this. From 2020's hindsight. Obviously, I've seen the video. This is not me seeing it for the first time. So for me, watching this, like, I'm just telling you how in my head, my whole goal is I already know what my goal would be, and that's to get the road cleared. It's not to make an arrest. It's not to make a detention, simply because of the factors you guys already listed. Every time we get bogged down, it becomes a problem. So let's get them out of here. Okay, they blocked the roadway for 4 minutes. It's not the crime of the century. It fucked with us for a little bit, but if I can get the road cleared and everything gets open because I moved them, fucking kudos. That's what I'm looking for. So, anybody else got anything to add on that?
Well, we don't know if they've done anything before this.
True.
They could have rammed a car. I don't know. There may be a reason.
Yeah, right.
We don't know about.
Right.
That they need.
But based on their body language, based on him going around the vehicle and trying to get evidence, like, to me, if it was something imminent, I'm not wasting my time trying to go around with a handheld video camera, which was his phone, I think, or some sort of phone. Like, that wouldn't have been a priority to me. To me, it would have been get these people detained. So
I got a stupid question. Do we think that this situation still would be in the situation that would be if the Minneapolis police was working alongside with ICE?
That, trust me, we're going to get there. That's already a part of that. We'll get into the how do we avoid this plan later.
Because you've got a federal agent working in a city doing federal agent stuff, and then this is a traffic offense, or they're obstructing federal agents.
Right.
Normally, you just hand this off to local PD, because you're not local PD to write traffic tickets for obstructing the roadway. Like, that's
yes,
that's what local PD is there for, you to help Keep all of the stuff away, let them do their job, and then they can get out of there. And then they can go back to, living or doing whatever else is living there.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a trend for the sanctuary city officials, mayors, and city council, whoever's in charge.
They don't let their locals get involved.
To say, no, don't get involved. Yeah. Stand down.
So, and we'll get into, I don't care what side of your politics are. That's a bad idea. We'll get into that. I promise. That's definitely part of the formula for this show tonight. Because I don't like to bitch about things without having fixes. So, but let's we're going to play this through. I'm going to go back because I want to see it full speed. I think it makes a difference.
Because someone was saying in the comments, talking about creating your exigent. And I completely agree with you that, you don't want to you can't create your own exigent circumstance, because then I acted in self-defense. It's a harder line to stand on if you create the exigent. Now, them getting out of the car, confronting her, telling her to get out of the car, that's not creating the exigent. We're talking about the positioning of this agent in the front of the vehicle. Watch when she backs up also, how that also helps create what ends up happening. If she stays her vehicle in the direction that she's traveling, they weren't in the way. As she backs up is when she's backing up. That's when the vehicle gets pointed in the direction, the wheels get turned, and then what happens. But if you watch it, just let it play out in real time. He doesn't necessarily step as fast as it seems. The vehicle moving is what puts him in that extra predicament as well.
Yeah. So, here we go.
That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa!
Oh, that's it. It started over. I was like, what the fuck?
I gotta say this. If I was that officer, I don't even think I would even have time to think about pulling my weapon.
Pulling your weapon, right?
I think, well, shit, this is right here, right now. My instinct is to jump out of the way.
Ninja skills. Yeah.
Tuck and roll.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's part of it. I think this is just my thought process, is oftentimes we pull our weapon knowing full damn well we can't use it, right? Like,
I never.
But we use it as a hope that it prevents a use of force. Like, we're like, oh, okay, they see I'm serious, so now they'll stop doing their bullshit. No different than getting a taser out, or no different than saying, I'm going to let the dogs go. And you don't even have a dog.
Okay, that makes sense. If you're like near the car, it's running.
Yeah.
It's backing up. You're like, hey.
And you're going for it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've already made the decision, I'm going to pull my gun. And now we get into the force science thing. We could really use Von Kleem on this, but you guys, trust me on that. You get into the force science thing. You've already made the decision to start pulling your gun. And by the time your eyes catch up to all the decision making and stuff that you're processing, you've already committed to pulling that gun out. And on top of that, now you're trying to get the fuck out of the way of a car. Now, to me, again, it goes into modern police training. Back in the day, back in your day, shooting into a car was completely acceptable, culturally acceptable. They were driving at a cop. That was the thing back. Am I making that up?
No, that's it.
Yeah,
that was it.
But that changed. It changed in the early 2000s. That was really starting to become taboo, and police training changed. And now you can't shoot into moving cars. I don't know any department that really like.
It's a very, 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 very last resort.
Yes.
Because if you hit your target, now your target is in control.
Nothing's in control of a moving vehicle. Yes.
Now the thing that was a problem is for absolutely sure a problem, and it's out of control.
Right. So and guys, if you guys are hitting up in the chats and stuff, like, I'm not, again, I'd always try to avoid cop-splaining. I've learned my lesson on cop-splaining. I'm just trying to give you I literally am trying to tell you how my brain works in policing when this stuff happens. And I'm hoping our panel's doing the same thing. But for me, when it comes to shooting into a vehicle, like there needs to either be a hostage or need to be presenting like an imminent threat. Like they need to be pulling a gun up to shoot at me. Something to that effect. That's about the only time I'm going to be trying to shoot into a vehicle. But all the training these days is to don't put yourself in that position. 2, you can't stop a vehicle with your body anyway. So if they call your bluff, you've created your own exigency, which we've been talking about in the chat, creating your own exigency and stuff like that. And it's just bad form these days. That's not how police training goes these days. So this is where I start getting into the feds are behind the times. I don't think that the feds even train anything like that because like Deadleg was saying, they're not doing traffic stops on the regular in this effect in a city and on regular Joe Blow citizen. Like they don't do this stuff. So here they are playing cop in a city they don't live in. They're all, I think all of them are visitors, right? So you have no ties to the community. It is a recipe for fucking disaster. And I think that's kind of what we were alluding to with, how do we avoid this and all that stuff. We'll get into that, I promise. But I want to get more into the actual shooting itself. There's another video. I don't have it, but I saw it where the surviving female is by a porch and the guy's like, can I help you get in contact with anybody? And she's like, it's my fault. I got her fucking killed or something to that effect. So she's kind of taking ownership of what happened. Go ahead, Diddley.
I've not seen that one. I was another one that was a lot of people commenting. They said, I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. Like,
I saw that one.
Yeah, they just created these autonomous zones and no, they're from the legal side of things. We can't just have random people running up, especially on a crazy active scene like what was going on. You can't just have all these people interject because they're messing with evidence. If this is a bad shoot, evidence tampering or tampered evidence is how you get off. Like you can't get a prosecution if you let everything from the start so there's a process in this. Besides how do we don't park your car in the middle of the road and obstruct federal officers?
Someone made a comment up there. I can't quite read the name, but they're talking about the first shot was through the windshield, right?
Right.
How many times did the officer fire?
I think he fires 2 or 3.
And it appeared that, well, at least to one of the guys on the email, that he shot through the driver's side window. I'm not so sure if that's true or not.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, you mean when the car's starting to pass by?
Right. I saw that too when I first saw it. I'm like, is he shooting through the driver's side window? But all I hear in the reports on the news is that the holes are in the one hole's in the windshield.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there are actual hits or holes in the driver's side.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm
window.
Trying to fix this sound issue that we have going on here. I keep hearing this damn echo and it is driving me up the wall.
So I think, according to one of the people responding, what do you think about him shooting through the driver's side window? My answer to that is, I don't think he did, because if it was done, we would have heard about it already on the news.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I could have swore on one of the slow-mo ones, the vehicle, I'm pointing at the damn camera like people can tell what I'm talking. He fires in the car comes up next, and it does look like he fires into the window.
It looks like it, which I would have a problem with.
Yeah.
Like one of the responders said, hey, he gets the front windshield, but not the driver's side. That makes sense.
What's the not sympathetic fire? It's usually when another person is shooting in reaction to your shooting. But if that happened so fast, literally it happened so fast that I don't know, it could have been my finger was already on the trigger. I'm moving to get out of the way, and it could have shot that.
Right. It may not have been an intentional shot, just out of
Yeah.
the dynamics. That's possible. For sure. That is possible. It could have been he had decided to pull the trigger twice, and that second shot was because the car was turning. That could have been it too. Again, that's why I like having Vaughn here. He can really break down these force science questions that we got going on. But
he can explain how fast the brain is able to comprehend and react to what's going on in front of him in real time with the amount of training. And we talk about training and experience, and someone brought it up. This agent just 6 months prior was hit and dragged by a vehicle.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. And you would think somebody with that very limited experience would avoid vehicles like the plague and stay behind them, stay to the side of them, never even let yourself get into a position that would be in front. I know people have been bit by dogs. They don't go near dogs.
Now, I can say this. I've worked with a person that has been dragged. I want to say, I know 2 times for sure, maybe 3. Same officer doing the same thing, reaching in, trying to
take the key.
Take the keys.
Oh, yeah.
You think they learned their first time?
Yeah. You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it makes me have less sympathy when I'm like, dude, you've learned the hard lesson once. Why are you putting yourself in this position again? And I am 100% on board that he's putting himself in a bad spot. We do have to take responsibility for our actions sometimes.
Well, wait.
Right or wrong, you fucked up and put yourself in a bad spot.
Okay. Overall, he was in a bad spot. After everything is said and done, he was in a bad spot. But do you say that because of the vicinity where he was at? Or maybe he was trying to do his regular duties, investigating, and it just happened to be in that spot at that time?
I say it because I say it because I want to know what his overall agenda was. What was the agenda? What were we doing here? Were we going for an arrest?
Because he came out of a different vehicle as well. He came out of the vehicle that was
the lead vehicle. Yeah,
the lead vehicle.
He went around himself. Yeah, he went around this vehicle.
I don't know how the positioning, but
yeah,
he came out of the vehicle that was in the front by himself. There was nobody else that came out of him when he was. So I don't know if you guys do know this or not, but police and federal agents and people in those kind of jobs, they have radios. They can talk to each other and have earpieces, and they can hear things that you don't hear. So there's also stuff that there may have been communication of, hey, this is because the other thing is before they even rolled out today, they were in some parking lot and someone stood and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. If action's on contact, this is what we're doing today. We're trying to do this.
Lost him.
Yeah, your mic cut out. He was on a roll. Test. I can hear us. Deadleg was going strong. I'll give him that. While he works out his technical issues, I will say the point that I'm getting to is having a plan. You can't just go up and go to this and not have a plan. Like, you're either going to do enforcement or you're going to try to mitigate and get them moved on.
Well, a lot of that depends on where they're at that moment. Are they going to I guess maybe a house to arrest somebody for a search warrant, arrest warrant? I don't know. Where were they going to?
Right.
And did they need to get there?
All that
or
makes a
was
difference.
This, hey, they just got tired of them and got pissed off and addressed them. From what I hear, the tactics are they like to weave in and out of the convoy,
Convoys.
try to interrupt their flow, and to park in front and in back of them so they're stuck there.
Yeah.
and they have to get out of the car so they can get them out of the way so they can get back in the convoy.
Yeah. Again, somebody that's been dragged by a vehicle, I would have stayed with the person that I had, that lady that was before she got in the vehicle. And are we detaining or are we not? To me, if you're not detaining, then there was no need. Go around the back of the car. I never go in front of vehicles. Almost never. You're not going to catch me slipping and say never. Almost never. I almost never. So
only when I want to shoot through the windshield.
Yeah. So on this again, and for me to put some sort of a hard stance on it is, I think it is technically lawful, but I think it's awful. So it's the kind of the term I've been using for people that have asked me about this. I think technically it was legal, but it doesn't mean I agree with it. I personally don't agree with this shoot. I think that he put himself in a bad spot. I don't think he should have been there. I think there's, why are we drawing our gun out? What is the decision-making process? Look at the demeanor of these two, to just being loudmouth protesters. I mean, we've dealt with protesters a ton. I don't know. I'm going off a feeling. I wasn't there, so I can't say for 100%. I'm just going off of what I can see in a video, which is totally different than being there.
It is, and that's part of the problem is,
we're Monday morning quarterbacking.
We're impatient, and we believe everything what we see, but we don't have the background.
We don't have all the information that's coming in.
Now, if that ICE officer would have just taken a knee, and made the sign of the cross
with them,
with them.
Well, then they would have got in trouble for religion.
Well, it's like we would rotate shifts.
Dead leg's back.
So,
what happened?
So we rotated. I don't know. It happened earlier. I might have to get a new cable, or actually if I can get an XLR.
It was literally right in the middle of your sentence.
But like when you go back to like that, they're going to talk to each other. So they might have had that tactic. They might have already, done it, but we rotated shifts, and there was a period of time where I did all of my night shift with my shift. And during that time is when I got promoted and I became a, supervisor as FTO. And then I moved to another shift because they needed a supervisor. So my shift that I rotated to, they were just getting to night shift. I had already been dealing with drunks and stupidness that comes on night shift for like 3 or 4 months already. So my give a shit, or my level of like, hey, get out of the car, I'm going to just start yanking people out of the car, was very low because I didn't have the patience of dealing with the drunk people. I'd already been dealing with them for so long.
So you were a midnight shift officer. You went to day shift where they don't do anything like that.
Yeah. I stayed on midnights, and my shift that was on days came to me.
Oh, okay.
And I continued on midnights with a shift that came from days. And then like 2 or 3 shifts into it, we got to a vehicle stop, and we were pulling people out of the vehicle, and the passenger said, I told him to get out of the vehicle. And he goes, why? But I didn't have to say anything else. The other 2 bulldogs that were with me already started to pull him out of the window because he told you to get out of the window. That's why. So we got him out of the vehicle. But like, so these agents, they've already been dealing with these agitators, these protesters, for how many weeks, how many months, how many cities have they been in? This officer has already been dragged 6 months ago. Yeah. At some point, they're going to have to put their foot down. If they're getting no cooperation from local law enforcement, the mayor's not helping, the governor's not helping, you're going to have to do something at some point. There has to be a hard line. You have to put your foot down and go, this is a rule of law. We're either going to follow it or not. And I get this. We have, these sanctuary cities and things like that. That's not how you change a law. If you don't believe in a law, you don't say, we're not going to enforce this here, and it's all okay here.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I would like a new Ferrari. Can we just not enforce vehicle theft? If we're not going to enforce this immigration law, let's not enforce this vehicle theft. Because to me, it makes no difference whether you're not enforcing immigration law or you're not stopping at stop signs. Like, that's a war zone to me.
Yeah.
If they can't stop because they're worried about these agitators getting in their vehicles or throwing snowball or they're trying to push the boundaries to get a use of force. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And by doing this, they finally have a use of force. And not only do they have a use of force, it kind of looks questionable, but I agree with you. It does look it's lawful, but awful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I think, and if you guys want to know my opinion, nothing's going to happen to this federal agent at all. Especially because it's federal. However, period.
Kind of like the officer that shot the January 6th woman going through the window of the Capitol.
Yeah.
I heard shit about that.
I heard today he has been running a daycare for the last 17 years.
Who, the officer who shot that?
Shot Babbitt.
Oh, wow.
Is it a leering center or a learning center?
Well, let me preface, because I don't want to get allegedly.
Yeah,
that's what I was flipping through Twitter and TikTok and stuff today. Because just like Eric, I tried to. Everyone wanted an opinion for me, and I'm like, if you want my opinion, I'm going to tell you, they're doing their job, and they were obstructing.
Yeah, and some people have asked me, ICE agents can't do traffic stops. They can't do all this on American citizens. Let's just say in a normal capacity, yeah, you're right. However, if they are in the course of their duties and you create a blockade, they do have a lawful right to make contact with you.
So it's not a typical traffic stop if you interfere with them. It's a felony. So it's even more serious.
Oh, is it a felony? Yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, shit. But and again, I don't think anybody deserves to lose their life over the level of offense we were dealing with. It just turned into a fucking clusterfuck. It turned into something really bad.
I mean, think about this. You got from hotels telling people that they can't stay there. Yeah. You have local restaurants putting up signs, you can't eat here. What law is ICE breaking? Because everybody that's saying that if ICE breaks the law, we need to hold them. You are absolutely right. If someone who has a badge on their chest and enforces law, whether it's ICE, your local police department, the FBI, if you're in those capacities and you break the law, your ass is grass. You can't be in that job no more, and we're going to hold you accountable, period. But they're also enforcing federal immigration laws that state just selected to say, I'm not going to do anything here.
Yeah.
And the consequences are, I'll just go ahead and how many people have been killed in that traffic accidents by someone who is undocumented?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I'll ask the question, how many American lives have to, before we start enforcing our act, like we have immigration laws, either we do or we don't. Like it's a very simple question. If we do, then they're enforcing the laws.
Yeah. I get your point, and I don't want to go too far down that side of the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
Just try not to.
I know, but primarily specifically on this one, throwing a roadblock while they're convoying to doing whatever it is they're doing, like that's against the law. So it does warrant some sort of contact. But now we're getting into, how do we fix this fucking problem? Because part of the problem is undertrained people working in a policing style environment. Because I think all of us agree, ICE is not law enforcement, right? They are not. They're not to an extent.
It's a very specialized,
right?
It's like a homicide detective. They're not working traffic accidents,
right?
They're working homicides. Like they have a specific focus, and then even within,
yes,
you have people that are going out there and you're collecting evidence, and you got people out there that are that are in plain clothes. You got people that are undercover. Then you got the people that are actually doing the enforcement, that are wearing the TAC gear, and they're going in with the warrants, and they're booting the doors and doing all that. Like there's even levels to that. But even then, like to get to your point, they're not doing the same job that a city cop's doing.
Right. They wouldn't even be out there if the laws were followed. What I mean by that is you've got a warrant, got paper on an illegal alien for whatever reason. they're in local law enforcement for whatever reason. All you got to do is detain them, hold them, and notify the feds, hey, come get your boy.
Yeah, if they got a warrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what supposedly they've been doing.
Right.
Or they're going after. But the certain cities that are called sanctuary cities don't want to cooperate. And well, these are our citizens. We're not going to hold them so you can deport them.
Yeah. Well, this is the point that I'm trying to get to, is that part of where all the potential violence and the animosity and the buildup is because you are not using your local law enforcement. If it were me, you guys want the Levine fix. This is how you fix it. Get your local law enforcement involved. I understand that you're mayor and all that stuff. I don't care about the politics. I care about the safety of the city. So it's in the best interest of the city to have your local law enforcement and the ICE agents work together. I would like ICE to filter what they want to do and what they want to get through their local law enforcement. Hey, here's our targets. These are the people we're looking for. This is what they're wanted for. Okay, cool. Let us take a look. And they vet. Cool. I hate when it does this.
But I don't want to get you too far off. Has anyone questioned the legality and constitutionality of these sanctuary cities?
I have no fucking clue.
I haven't heard that yet, but soon it will be.
Bigger picture, even further back. If it's illegal to create a sanctuary city, then those people who create those laws be held accountable for it. So if it's that the mayor and the city council or the governor, if that's where it happens, you have to start enforcing our laws. And if it's non-constitutional and it's creating all these issues, we can't create the exigency.
Right.
We can't invite all these people here and then go, oh, you can't be here. We can't invite them all here and then change the rules for this place over here. And the other thing is you can't just take Minneapolis and you can't just take the entire city of Minnesota. You can't take all these other places that this is going on and just put a big giant wall over and go, okay, now we're our own little thing.
Yeah.
I just read one of the chat guys say that Trump signed an executive order for sanctuary cities to start following federal law.
Yeah. I'm sure that's been a thing for a minute, but
or he'll declare Insurrection Act.
Yeah. So my point is, if you filter things through local law enforcement and you're going off of the opinion of your local law enforcement, because they know their community and they're going to ensure, and that's going to build trust with the community. Hey, the cops aren't letting ICE just go after anybody. They're going after known violent felons, which I think was the whole point of what they said they were going after. That is a good way to get community relations built, get trust built in that ICE is doing the right thing. They may not trust ICE, but hopefully they trust their local agency to filter that properly. And then if they aren't, then you really do have an issue. But
I agree with what you're saying, but I question, surely someone in the government, in that administration, would have come up with that suggestion. And it got shot down somewhere somehow.
I would at least love for somebody to come forward and say that. Why is it seems like there would be a sheriff, because sheriffs speak out all the time. They're politicians.
Right.
There would be a sheriff saying, no, we suggested this, and they said no. I haven't heard that.
That's one thing I haven't heard yet. You're correct. I haven't heard a sheriff get on the news. I've heard the mayor get on the news. I've had the city police get on the news. I've heard the governor get on the news. I haven't heard a sheriff get on the news.
Yeah. And I've heard sheriffs get on the news, but that not.
Oh, I've heard them get on the news, not for this.
Nobody said the suggestion that I'm giving right now. And I think we would hear that from somebody like, we tried to use local law enforcement, but what I've heard is we tried to use local law enforcement and they refused to cooperate. That's all I've heard. And to me, if you are a local law enforcement agency and you're refusing to help, you are part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Your job is to keep the peace in your city. Fuck the politics. Sorry, you swore an oath of the Constitution. I'm going to keep falling back on that. If that means you fall on the sword as the chief of police and say, I told my guys to go help by doing like the idea I suggested, just so you can keep community relations together and not be so one versus the other. I think that's the route you take. But
because if you've got, let's say you had two factions and you want to triage the issue. The issue in the middle is, what do we do with all these quit calling it it's illegal immigration? And even within then, yes, there are families that have come here looking for refuge. Yes, absolutely. Those people still committed a crime by coming here, but those people are very low on this list of triage. So like Eric's saying, if you get local law enforcement that they're going to go and they're going to go, hey, this is what we're looking for. This person has a high risk warrant because they were a sexual predator against this, or they murdered this person, or these are the people that we're picking up. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to help clean up the community, because if you want to come here for if we import all the same problems from wherever, those problems don't change.
Yeah. Yep.
So unless we address those problems, and if those problems are all this crime and all this unchecked crime, and you bring it here, you're going to have to check it. All those people committing the crimes, they got to go, because you have the entire rest of the United States that collectively it says, hey, for the most part, we've agreed that the speed limit here is 55. That's a red stop sign. To come in the border, you got to do this, because if I want to go to Canada, there's requirements to go to Canada.
Yeah.
If I want to go to Mexico, there's requirements. If I go visit my wife's family in China, there's a whole process through that. Why is this country any different?
Yeah. I wish I would be doing, like, if I'm a chief, I'm doing anything I can to avoid the military having to put boots on the ground and working on trying to build the trust with my community. And I think you're not going to win that trust by simply rolling over and allowing the violence to happen between ICE and the city. I think you build that trust by playing the leader role. Hey, we're not going to be the good guy, so to speak, on either side for this. We're going to be the good guy for what's right. And what's right is trying to prevent the violence. And how you prevent the violence is you have to have a level of involvement. And if that level of involvement may piss off a good portion of people, but you got to do it.
You keep saying you got to get the trust of the community, which would be ideal. But like you said, I'm realistic. I don't think that's ever going to happen
fully
again.
Right.
It's not. There's just too many anti-cop people out there, and for whatever reason. I mean, it could be legit reasons, or it could be just bullshit that they feel they saw on TV. So I don't really. The fix is, to me, is you got to be consistent with what you enforce and what you don't enforce.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent, so you can build a norm, but that norm has to be countrywide.
Yeah,
you follow me? If you have one state enforcing laws to the T, to the letter, especially with immigration, and another one not, well, you're going to pretty much have chaos in between.
Yeah.
You got California doing it their way, and you've got Texas doing it their way. They don't jive. You're going to create a division in the mindset of, well, what the fuck do we do?
Well, I think the division's coming from the politics.
Yeah, I agree.
So if the division's coming from the politics and you're talking about consistency in policing, the consistent side of policing is keeping the peace. So not being involved, how is that consistent with anything?
What do you mean by not being involved?
By them not assisting with ICE. That's not consistent with policing in general. We are, oh shit, things are hitting the fan. We got to get in here and figure out how we can solve this peacefully. Like public order. I'm a public order specialist. I'm involved with every public order thing that we have going. One of the things that we always do is we figure out who the leaders are, and we send out diplomats on our side. So I will go talk and say, hey guys, hey, we're here to make this protest go as smooth as possible. Can you guys tell us what you need, what's going on, what the plan is, so we can help keep the the antagonists that are against their because there's always counter protesters.
Even protests against the police itself?
Even protests against police itself. When the BLM movement was huge, we'd go out there, make contact with them. Hey guys, we support your First Amendment right to protest. We just want to make sure it stays safe. Where do you guys plan to go so we can clear the roads for you guys? So we know, we try to make those amenities happen because overall it helps keep the peace. We are working with those that are protesting against us versus coming out there and trying to be an iron fist. And it just turns violent. It doesn't solve it. It causes more problems for us in the long run.
I get some of that, but also I have issues with some of that. You want to figure out what they're doing, help them reach their objective, peacefully protest.
So if they're going from the courthouse to the park,
right.
Let's say.
Right.
All right. You guys are going to do that. Let's figure out a route. Let's get that going.
But don't you come across unrealistic expectations to where now the public is paying the price for their freedom to protest?
Because what happens when we don't? What happens if we don't try to work with them?
Okay. Well, it depends on how you help them.
Right.
If you help them too much, they're going to be running the show.
And we put our foot down. Nope. I'm going to tell you the areas.
Why not? You cannot march from point A to point B. You can march in that parking lot. That's the only place you can march. Control the situation.
Totally possible. It just depends. Again, it depends. If you got 3,000 protesters and you got 14 bike cops to deal with 3,000 protesters, which we've done before, you don't put your foot down too hard because you don't have the bodies to deal with 3,000 angry people.
Yeah, that's true.
So you work with them. And it in my experience, that has worked out the best out of anything that we've tried to do. Because we have put our foot down on some things. We're like, no, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And it worked. But then other times we put our foot down and it's bit us in the ass. And they spread and we can't contain it.
I have a question, and the media has not helped this. When does it become a riot? When does it become an unlawful assembly?
There's actually a definition for that. But
because at some point, because if you want to protest, most places have the ability to get a permit and you have the ability to do this and you can gather, you can march, you do the whole 9 yards. You usually get police protection. So they keep the counter protesters away so you can do your thing because you've legally done your thing. You've gone through the process. You got your permit. You got your stuff. This is what you're going to do. But if 3,000 people just show up in the middle of the street because some ICE agent was enforcing a federal law and then this all happened, when does it become a riot?
Yeah.
Because if they're using force, you don't use force at protests. You use force at riots because you're trying to get the agitators out of there to quell things. Because they got some anger and angst inside of them. At some point, you got to let them release some of that energy collectively in a non-bad fashion, like not burning down your cities and not trying to run over ICE agents.
Room to burn.
Oh, right.
But at some point, the media has to stop calling these protests if they're riots. If they're actively committing crimes, I'm not protesting anymore. I'm obstructing.
Yeah, once it's no longer peaceful, and according to the Googles, a riot is a public disturbance by 3 or more people acting together with a common purpose, engaging in violent or disorderly conduct that results in or creates a clear and present danger of injury to persons or damage to property, disrupting public peace and safety, key elements, and assemblage of a minimum number of people, a common intent, even if just for disorder, and force or threats that endanger public safety. So there's that. Let me read. Mike dropped $5 in the super chat. So tonight, guys, if this is how you want to get your questions across, this is the only way it's going to happen, because this is too hot of a topic. I'm not reading everybody's spicy comments. So if you want it, you're going to have to pay for it tonight. He said, and again, Mike, thank you. Mike is one of our regulars, by the way. So shout out to Mike Cucumber, y'all. He is definitely a thought provoker. Tennessee versus Gardner, Graham versus Connor, Barnes v. Felix, which Barnes v. Felix is what I am very curious. We haven't even gotten into this yet, but that's a case that is going to apply here. This was murder. It won't be prosecuted in this farce of a just us system. Now, I'm with you. It will not. I do not. I think it is, according to the law, legal. I think this is, like I was saying earlier, lawful but awful. I completely think that this will not be prosecuted. You're right. I think Barnes v. Felix is where this is going to play. That was the moment of threat. Is that what it was called? Moment of threat? Do you remember that? Yeah.
I've never heard it before.
Okay,
so I'm reading it right now.
It just happened in 2025. It was this officer. He basically jumps into a car. Like, he had a car pulled over on the freeway, and the car goes to take off, and he just kind of jumps up on it and then shoots the driver. And,
I remember that one was that was all over the news.
Yeah,
here.
And I think what they were saying was the reason that officer was. The way he would have been judged previously was the moment of threat. It didn't matter what happened before or after. It was in that moment, the heat of the moment, right then and there. That's why it was okay. He was being judged based on that little time frame. What Barnes v. Felix is saying now is it's just the totality of the circumstances. So everything kind of comes into play on how they're going to judge this. And I think that's how it should have been the whole time. I don't like the moment of threat bullshit. I think the totality of the circumstances is what matters most.
So what was Mike saying?
He's saying that with all of these court cases, Graham versus Connor, all that stuff, I think what Mike was saying, Mike, I don't want to put words in your mouth, is that they're going to judge this more so on that moment of threat versus the totality of the circumstances. His thought, he said they need to consider the totality of the circumstances, which is what Barnes v. Felix is saying. That's what case law says you have to do now. But
so if we bring how far in the totality of the circumstances, we got to think of training and experience. How much of that gets weighed into it? Because just 6 months ago, the same guy was hit and dragged.
Yeah. And in that, if you guys don't think that that's going to not work in this officer's favor, you guys are crazy. That is going to work in his favor big time, because he's going to be able to say, I've been dragged by a car.
I didn't shoot.
Yeah.
And they drugged me.
Yeah. And I was about to be drugged again. And then, fuck, that's kind of hard to argue.
Did Mike say it was a murder that will not be
prosecuted? Right.
So is it a murder if you don't get prosecuted?
It's not.
Does Mike think it's a murder?
I think Mike believes that it's murder. So that's up for him.
Because at the end of the day, it's either a justified or unjustified homicide.
Yeah. And if you guys go to our Discord, Mr. Billfold posted on our live stream chat in our Discord channel the entire Barnes v. Felix. If you guys want to check that out, totally recommend that you guys. I can't even find my mouse. I would pull that up, Dad, but I can't. That's a lot to read. Okay. Yeah, I have it. That's a lot to read. So I'm gonna let other people go there and read it. But yeah, if you guys look up Barnes v. Felix, you'll kind of have a better understanding what this case will be judged on, and this will be the first case that I know of that will really be applicable to Barnes v. Felix, or Felix v. Barnes, whatever they call it.
Because this one was just decided May 15th, 2025.
Yes.
And the case started in 2016.
Yes. And I actually did a video on it, just that court case, and talked about it. We made sure that we disseminated that to my department where I'm at. We did a whole training video on on the case because it's important for people to know that stuff. So
just for my understanding, did they find the officer was justified or unjustified in this shooting, the Felix shooting?
He was found justified.
Justified. Okay.
Yes. But they took away that moment of threat. So Mike's going off. He's dropped another $5. Thank you, Mike.
What did he say?
This is how you get your stuff read, y'all. I'm saying under the totality of the circumstances, it was not a legal shooting. Fleeing for minor crime, not dangerous to public. Take down license plate. Where I think I understand what you're saying, Mike, and I'm not totally disagreeing with you. My problem is I wasn't there. I can't say what that officer that was in front of the car felt. What I am telling you is just based on legal circumstances, he was in front of that car. That car was going towards him, and it is reasonable to think that you are in imminent serious bodily injury or death threat right then and there. And that alone allows for the use of deadly force. So again, I understand what you're saying. This is why I said I think it's lawful but awful. I don't agree with the shoot. I don't think you should be shooting into moving vehicles for such minor fucking things. I don't even think it was worthy of an arrest based on what I've seen. They should have just been getting the fucking car going and
should have rammed it.
Yeah, just
because at some point you have, because the other thing is like you were saying, we don't know how many other people were there, because I heard a lot of noise. And then there's a lot of people running right after the vehicle. A lot of people saying, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, let me help. You typically you don't want to try to amp up those situations. So yeah. But at some point though, you will have to put your foot down. Yeah. That's the problem. And the local law enforcement isn't helping out at all because of politics, because of whatever. But it stems from that. If you don't get any help and cooperation from the people that are living there every day,
shock.
Yeah.
Good luck.
At some point, Daddy has to come out of the room with a belt. At some point.
And like I said, them getting out of the vehicle and trying to get this car to move, I get that. I would have been fine with that by itself. My mods are texting me.
Get a push bar.
Yeah.
Like that. I for sure, because I deal with emergency lighting and stuff like that. I know that the 3 other agencies and Alphabet people, I know they have vehicles with these giant Weston push bars on them. Bring one of those Tahoes out. Bring one of the armored Tahoes out. Bring one of the armored Land Cruiser. But if we get to the point where we're bringing armored vehicles out to try to effect a warrant in a city,
do what?
What is that? If we get to the point where you're bringing armored vehicles and even now that it this just happened, and does the temperature in the room go down? It goes up tenfold, because they're out there right now as we're doing this podcast. They're agitating these agents.
Yeah. And if you come out there in a Bearcat, then you're basically inviting more provocation. And the best way I can describe that is you guys were all cops. When one of your buddies got in the red man suit, what was your favorite thing to do? Fuck with them. Fucking hit them. Yep. and it's not fair to them because they're just wearing that shit to protect themselves for when they have to do the scenarios. And then here we are just fucking throwing stuff at them from across the room and picking on them and all that stuff. So yeah, I see that to an extent. Montero 2456 dropping $10 in the chat. Ooh. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. He's probably like, oh my God, these guys are ballsy. Here's $10 for your trouble. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. The money goes right back into the show. It doesn't go into our pockets or anything like that. So you guys are helping pay for the premium YouTube, so we don't get commercials and all that stuff and all this software, this restream that costs,
Are they paying for the premium liquor?
They are not paying for the liquor.
Maybe you should explain that.
Yeah, you're not paying for the premium liquor. It's actually been gifted to us a couple times. But Craig said she was waving ice around her.
I heard that.
What does that mean?
Well, she was parked there. She's blocking. He wanted her to move. And she said, no, just go around.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, he did go around. I did see that video where the truck goes around and then he gets out of the car. So, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, and just a reminder, y'all, in the chats, my mods, they got a job to do. Don't get on them. Try to keep things respectful. We like to have great arguments, great debate. But if you get racist, call for violence, or just getting to useless name calling, they're not gonna put up with it. So
can they let at least one get through? I kind of like to feel.
No, you guys can call us all the names you want. I don't want you disrespecting the rest of the community members. So Wade said, yes, be kind to everyone except Eric. Craig dropped 5 memberships. Thank you, Craig, very much, brother. Appreciate you. Let's see. Did Marine Bloods did not get, you guys know the game. If Marine Blood didn't get a membership, you got to take a drink. So that's one of our games. Salut. You need another ice cube?
Yeah, I'm empty. What is this?
Oh, so for some reason, Marine Blood, all the memberships that have been donated, and he's been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
He's never won one of the gifted memberships because it's random.
Okay.
It'll pull from all of the people that are following Two Cops One Donut on YouTube. And so if I gift 5 memberships, it pulls 5 random names out of all the 21,000 people we got following us. And he's never gotten one. He's one of the OGs.
He's your bankroller.
Yeah. He's one of the OGs.
What's his name again?
Marine's Blood.
Marine's Blood.
Yeah. You got any more ice cubes in there? Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. We're refilling. Give us a second here.
You got the cool, fancy ice cubes too.
Oh yeah. I'll let you pour.
Yeah, this is how you know that I don't drink, because I don't know that there's names for that stuff, but there's I guess there's names for the ice cubes and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's just one big old circle.
It's not the fancy one because it's not clear. So
yeah, they used to be clear, but like any ghetto ass family from Flint, we don't change that. We don't change that filter. We don't change the filter. So now they look like ice
titty.
Ice
like
titties.
A titty.
Yeah.
It's clear, and then except for the little nipple.
Yeah, the nipple on the end's like cloudy, so you can see the ice areola. Thomas McComb said, an agitator in your podcast to liven it up. Hey, man, is what it is. I don't need an agitator. We get plenty of that going on. But okay, so fixes. Getting with local law enforcement, not having your okay, so let's get into leadership. I want to show another video. Okay.
Oh God.
I want to show another video that is causing issues. And this is why I don't like to get into the politics of things, but I want you to see, damn it, I'm going to cop-splain on this. This is it's going to be a cop-splanation. So I apologize in advance. But I want you to see what I'm talking about from my point of view. The reason I hate these types of videos. Okay, I'm going to share screen here. Give me 1 second. And okay. Have you seen this one yet, Deadleg?
I've heard little snippets from it, and this is not a leader.
Yeah. So I want you. I'm gonna play it the whole way through, and then we're gonna kind of break down the way we're seeing it. So.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia, and I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. But here's the last thing that I will say. Law enforcement professionals around the country do their job, and we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You have one negative nutcase that causes this problem, and now we all have to fight again to let people know law enforcement works with communities. These crimes would not be down if we didn't have communities work with us. Thank you.
All right. Let me get into why I have a problem with this. Fred's going out of his mind right now.
I'm biting my tongue.
I'm talking first just to give him time to cool off. So, Mike Cucumber just dropped $2. He is gonna drop all his fucking beer money tonight. $2. Thank you, Mike. Again, appreciate you, brother. He said, "Law and ethics aren't the same. Follow Larkin Rose." Who's Larkin Rose? You guys know that name?
Is that a case law?
I don't know. Deadleg, if you could look that up.
An author?
An author? Okay. So my problem with this is, one, you're going to embolden your radicals. That's not law enforcement's role. We shouldn't be doing that. So we're emboldening radicals, which is going to cause violence. That's the opposite of what we're supposed to de-escalate things in law enforcement. De-escalate. And two, you're putting your cops in a really fucked up, illegal position. Because what if ICE comes to that city and cries out for help? That they're being overran or whatever, because you've already emboldened your radicals. Are you threatening that you're going to arrest them for going to help? Are you going to put them in a position where they hesitate and then people could die? You're putting them in a really bad spot. And I don't care who you are. If you're calling the police for help, that's our job. Our job's there to go help you. If you're a citizen that's being beaten, our job's to come help you. So I do not agree with this tactic. I think it's going to get people hurt. It is not law enforcement's role to get on the mic and say that shit. If that message needs to be conveyed, and I don't do the politics side, but if that message needs to be conveyed, then have your politicians say it. It's nothing to do with you. That's not your role to say. And that's my piece on shit like this. Freddie G, what do you got? Strap in.
Her mindset, her beliefs, talk about fake police, fake ICE. It's about as fake as her hair. All right. First off, if you can't even articulate a point, why are you even in front of a microphone?
Yeah.
All she's doing is radicalizing her beliefs. And she's entitled to those beliefs.
But not in uniform.
But like you said, she's a chief. I guess she's a chief of police, right?
Chief. I don't know.
Sheriff.
A sheriff?
She's a sheriff of Philadelphia County.
Okay.
Oh, I've never seen a sheriff dressed like that.
Is she appointed then? Or
I
is
would.
she elected?
Yeah, that's got to be an elected position, I would think. If you're a sheriff.
Now, if she's an elected official.
There's some more latitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
I give her a little more latitude.
That's fair.
But even still, if she should have thought out what she was trying to say, she did more harm than good.
Yes. Yeah.
When you go to the sheriff's department's webpage, the first thing that pops up is a video clip from CNN on her calling the ICE agents fake wannabe law enforcement. That's on their sheriff's department home landing page.
She will be a guest on The View within the next week.
Jesus, Mike keeps dropping money. Mike's like, read my shit. All right, I got you, Mike.
Yeah, read Mike.
Mike.
What's Mike got?
Mike said, for $5 in the super chat, Mike is not being a cheap motherfucker tonight. That is for sure. Larkin Rose is an author, and he's on YouTube. He makes you think, really has you questioning things. Cognitive dissonance warning. Ooh, Mike knows my love language. That's my shit. I am all about that. So, okay.
Let's fly Mike in.
Yeah, let's get Mike in this fucking studio. Mike, you keep dropping all this money in the super chat, we will be able to fly your ass out. Montero dropped $5, another $5. Illiteracy aside,
see,
I could barely understand this woman. Can anyone tell me what she meant by smoke? Okay, because I grew up.
Wait. You got to get the next swivel. Okay.
Yeah, because I grew up in the hood. When we talk about smoke, smoke is a reference to the smoke that comes off your barrel of your gun. So when they say you want to get this smoke, pull up and get this smoke, they're talking about shooting. So it's a reference to fighting, basically, but gunfighting specifically. So
it is an elected position.
Okay, so it is elected? Okay.
Yep. She was elected first elected in 2020 and reelected recently.
Yeah. So either way,
her bodyguard behind.
I don't know. He looks like he doesn't want to be there either.
I just have one question. What?
No, you don't.
Law?
You have multiple questions.
I have multiple questions, but what is ICE doing that's illegal?
Not a damn thing.
If they're doing something illegal,
yeah,
I'm all with
okay.
them. You don't want this smoke. If you're doing something illegal, you don't want this smoke. But what are they doing illegal? That's where we go back to someone has to question the constitutionality of these sovereign cities. That's what has to happen.
I have an answer for you, dead leg.
He doesn't like calling you that, I can tell.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was dead leg or dead bones, so I had to think.
Oh, you had to think about it?
So crippled guy.
Don't say that on my show. Don't call him that.
That's a write-off.
I'm the DEI hire.
Yep.
I check a couple boxes.
Yep, 3.
Yeah, I lost my fucking thought now.
Cripple, gay, and
veteran.
And veteran. Yeah, there you go.
Wait,
You can't tell he's gay?
No. Did we talk
Just don't tell
about
my wife?
Didn't we talk about
Smear?
Romo? Yeah.
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 Yeah, you felt bad, didn't you?
Yeah, we can say
full
it.
circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Oh, I lost it. I had a good point and I lost it.
Sorry. Well, the point is, this is the main point about this, is our job in law enforcement is to keep the peace, to de-escalate. And if that is our main objectives on these things, even in enforcement, you can't talk like this. You cannot. This is counter law enforcement. This would not be tolerated by anybody else in the community to speak this way. So why is it okay for the law enforcement to speak this way?
She is trying to connect to a certain percentage of her voting base that thinks this way.
Yeah.
And it gets her reelected. And sadly, that's how it's done on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, sadly, it's only two sides. It should be more than two sides, but that's just what we are dealing with now.
Yeah. I just found it grossly inappropriate. It puts the office, and this is what I meant when I was trying to tell you guys, like, it's kind of cop-splaining, because I'm giving you that, how I would see it as if I'm a patrol officer out there, is like, oh my God, my chief just fucked us, because when shit hits the fan, I'm going to be stuck in this potentially hesitating, potentially getting arrested. I mean, she really just threatened if they don't enforce this stuff that they were going to get arrested for it.
Aren't we supposed to enforce the law no matter what anybody's beliefs are?
Right.
Or so now she's putting her officers in a bad situation, like you said. Like, we will not help you because we don't believe in what you're doing. All right. Okay. So what if Ted Bundy or some serial killer out there who's served his time and has been released and is calling for call for service?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting my ass kicked. Someone's beating me up. I need protection. What is she going to do? Well, we can't help you because you're a piece of shit. That's basically what she's saying.
Yeah.
Well, you can't start to demonize. You can't be in law enforcement while demonizing other law enforcement.
Exactly.
Like we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same, little bright dirt spinning around the sun. We're all in this together, not to get too corny, but we are all in this together. So she's like, if ICE comes here, I want to see the warrants. I'm going to have my deputies out there. I want them to see the warrants. I want to know because if you do that, that's how they don't want to bring things together. They want to keep this division, because division creates votes. Votes equal money. Because the same place that this is going on, there's allegedly a lot of fraud.
No, that's in Minnesota.
Oh,
this is Philly.
But
well, no,
Philly's just as bad.
For Philly is
Yeah.
this, but in Minnesota where the shooting happened,
Yeah.
we don't want to get way back into politics, but follow the money and you'll find the problem. And every criminal situation, drugs, transporting illegal weapons, sales of narcotics, vehicles, human traffic, it all comes down to money.
Yeah.
Follow the money and you'll find out what's going on. Because if this lady did drive 4 hours to get here, do you have time to drive 4 hours to just go do something like this throughout the day, to just drive around and follow vehicles?
Fred does. I don't.
How does she pay her? How does she pay her rent?
You
how does
know
she pay
the
her
answer
mortgage?
to that. You know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But I'm asking these
The
questions
big factor,
because you gotta ask these questions and start thinking broader, because then it's okay. We can't create exigency, so you can't travel into a city and start a riot. You can't travel into a city and obstruct federal agents.
That is why I'm very curious to see how Barnes v. Felix is going to apply here. Because this is that double-edged sword. You didn't want moment of threat, which I agree with. I think totality of the circumstances is the standard. That's where it should go to. But now the totality is going to be huge, because just to what you guys are saying. They just traveled allegedly 4 hours to come fucking do this protesting. And now they're gonna dig into it and they're gonna be like, were they paid? Who were they paid by? Like, if that's a thing. I don't know. I'm guessing.
It's a common understanding that most of these protesters that are creating the problems aren't part of the actual real protesting people. Meaning, you're pissed off for some
people that actually have a legitimate, like, we don't believe in this,
invested in this community.
Yes.
But then you have people that are paid to show up.
Yeah. Pro antagonists.
Yes. That are just there to cause chaos.
Yes.
And apparently there's a lucrative business.
Yeah.
And they're able to pay for.
Now, I'm not a guy that likes to sit here and point out problems and not give solutions. So we've talked in and out about police solutions, but citizen solutions. What are your citizen solutions? One, shut the fuck up. And what do I mean by that? Guys, if an ICE agent approaches you, unless they have a warrant, don't talk to them. Shut the fuck up. Pop Brothers. I love those guys. That's my advice. Don't talk to these people. You're only going to get yourself in trouble.
Attorney.
What comedian said, shut the fuck up? Chris Rock.
Oh, yeah, Chris Rock. Yeah. But the Pop Brothers.
How to deal with the police.
Yeah, how to deal with the police. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I remember that one. He got weed.
Have a white friend.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that one. Yep, for sure. Oh, that's funny. Montero said, for $5 in the super chat, can we learn to deliver proper English before we deliver smoke? Damn, $5 for comedy. Montero.
Montero's my favorite.
Oh, that's so funny. Thank you very much for that, Montero. Appreciate you, brother.
I think we should give him a refund.
I can't. I can't even give memberships out to people.
Well, how's that? What?
Yeah. It's a weird system.
YouTube is fucking dumb.
Very, 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 very weird.
Yeah. So for all those people out there, I wanted to like Freeman Keys. He's always on here. Wade Lucero. All these Ryan Lands.
Marines,
all these people that are regulars. I'm like, I want to give these guys a membership. So I'm like trying to figure it out. And I can't figure it out. So I Google and I AI, I'm looking at ChatGPT. You can't give memberships out. You cannot give it to somebody specifically. I can give out randoms. I can give out a random.
What's the difference?
I don't fucking know.
And there's no way to explain how the randomness gets picked other than it's random. Because early on when I first become a part of this, I was very, very active in the chat. So I thought maybe that's what it was and picked up the algorithm because I got gifted a gift of the sub last year sometime. But then just a couple months ago, it happened again. I'm not active in the chat at all anymore. Every now and then I may say something. So it's its own, it's like the VA. It's its own little world. There's YouTube and Google live in their own bubble of existence.
Yep.
And we are just here.
Yeah. It's
well, I know this may be off topic, but I don't know crap about any of this stuff. There's YouTube.
Yep.
There's
Instagram,
Rumble,
Facebook,
TikTok,
LinkedIn.
Okay.
Twitter.
Does LinkedIn have videos and stuff? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more of a professional, like for your work.
It's a work Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do they all work the same way as far as memberships?
No, they all work different.
They're all independently too.
Yeah. Like YouTube for their, like the money that when people donate, like if they donate $10, I see like 3 of that.
Okay.
So that's why we have other methods. Like we have this thing called Buy Me a Coffee. It's another way to donate that I think it's like 80 or 90% of that actually goes to us instead of to the platform.
Patreon. Patreon's another one to look at.
Patreon's another one.
Patreon, how does that work?
Yeah. It's like a paid subscription. So you can have subscription levels. Mike Cucumber dropped
another. What is that?
I don't know. I gotta look. Hold on a second. Let me read these one at a time. Mike dropped $5 in the super chat. He said, "Federal law enforcement is way more dangerous than state. They cannot be sued civilly. Government won't prosecute. Don't confront violent criminals." You know, he does have a point.
Wait. He said it's more dangerous.
They're more dangerous to the people
than
to the state. He's probably 100% right.
They have, back in the day when I worked in narcotics, we got the feds to seize shit, and they could seize pretty much anything they wanted, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They got weird power. I don't know what the fuck this is. It says super chat 1,000 JPY.
It's like $6 USD. I knew that you'd ask, so I researched. It's like $6.30 some cents USD.
I don't even know how that got to. Oh, it's Brandar. Brandar, how did you donate something weird?
What's JPY?
Churched it up.
I don't know. I don't even know how he did that.
That's Bitcoin. What is that?
Yeah. Did you just drop cryptocurrency on us? I don't know.
Japan yen. It's the official currency of Japan.
I bet he's stationed out
Japan?
there. I bet Brandar's stationed out in Japan, or he's training or something. He said because people could get bots and have bots as their subs, and it would skew their number, making them look better than they are.
I'm lost.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
So there's a way. So you can buy subscriptions. You can buy. There's ways to inflate your numbers.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
But the return on the investment for those, you have to be able to capitalize on it real quick. And then once someone really starts looking at your numbers, it's
too late.
It's just a scam. Yeah, it's a scam. That's all it is. You call it what it is, but it's a scam. I'm trying to make you feel like I'm bigger than what I am.
No, I want legit roots. Blue guy. What do they call it? Grassroots fans, followers, partners, whatever you want to call it. Let's see here. Lofton, member for 8 months, did a level 6, said, as a campus cop, besides notify my chain of command, should I stay with ICE if they show up on my campus, or what should I do? Yes, because you can be a liaison. Stay with them. You can be a liaison and talk and help them communicate what they're trying to get across to the people that trust you as a campus cop. And understand what they're trying to do, and make sure what they're doing is above board, that they're doing the right thing.
Hey, we got a very important person up there on the last part of your chat. Steven.
Oh, Steve Valle's in the house. He said, "Love me some Fred." Yeah, that's why he's important.
Steve, my man.
Oh shit. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what we haven't touched on this topic. We hit on how it's important for the police to be involved, local police. I think that that's critical. Local police have to get involved, and they have to be the liaison between the two to help facilitate proper communication. We talked about how we can't have our city leaders talking the way that they're talking. Brandar dropped another 500 Japanese coins.
What did he say?
He said, "Sorry, I was explaining why they wouldn't let you choose who to give subs out to." Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. Yeah. That makes sense. But what have we talked about? This guy this federal agent is probably not going to see any issues. If it would have been a local cop would have been hammered. They would have been probably had to go and get a walk through the jail and been arrested.
They'd have perp walked him.
They would have perp walked him for sure. So
locally, we had the same identical thing happen. Pretty close. And locally, they caved.
Arrested
him.
See?
Right?
Grand jury?
Yep. And fortunately, because I work for an awesome law firm. We were able to get them off. They just, after 2 years, just dropped everything. Yeah, we're not going to prosecute. They don't explain why. They just know they're in the wrong.
Yeah.
And in that case, it's usually they're appeasing to the public.
Yeah.
And things have died down, and they've talked to the victim's family, and they explain it away, and they just drop it.
And that was in the transition when it was starting to become taboo to shoot in vehicles.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that it was that transition period.
And this officer, it was less than what we see here. Okay. Yeah.
Like he was more justified for what he did.
No, he was less justified.
Oh, he's less justified.
If you're going by perception. Okay. But he also had a backup, and the backup said, yeah, I thought he was fucking to get run over.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was maybe a 10-yard distance. Grouping, 6 shots.
Woo!
Damn.
Fist.
That's someone that shoots.
Yeah. Military. And I'm not saying he was super badass, but he was locked in.
Damn.
And of course, he lost his job, right? And he said he would never be a cop again, ever. He said, it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
And I agree with him. You know, the price you pay nowadays is, do you really want to take that risk?
Damn.
And me personally, knowing the type of person I am, I would not do it, because it would somehow, some way I would get hemmed up.
Yeah. If you had to do it over again.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, and I think the part of that reason is I believe that society expects us to be pretty damn much perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
And how do you train for any of this shit?
Yeah.
Legitimately, how do you train for it? You can't.
Well, it's because it's been defunded for the last 10 years.
Yeah. I mean,
we want to talk about creating the problem. We defund this police agency. We defund this stuff. We take all of the training that we were going to have, and we have bare minimum. So then the people that are there, they're like, I don't want to be here anymore. So they start leaving. So anybody that was worth a damn is already gone. You've only got a couple people around that are still, and they're really just collecting paychecks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've all seen that.
So like, then we import this sovereign city, create the problem. Like, I don't want to get too far like down into the politics, but that's follow the problem, you get to the solution. But this all comes down to with communication. And instead of a local sheriff getting up there with someone from ICE and going like, look, they're going to be here in our city. This is what we're going to do. This is our liaison. We're going to have deputies doing this. We're going to be talking with them. We're going to make sure, we're going to hold them accountable. We're going to make sure they're doing their job. I'm all for it. And if someone breaks the law, I'm all for them getting hemmed up. But we've talked for almost 2 hours now about this shooting. We can sum this up. How does this stop? Don't obstruct federal law enforcement. Don't obstruct law enforcement, period. Don't stop your vehicle in the middle of the road in front of police cars or law enforcement. Emergency vehicles are being obstructed. Don't do that.
Why?
If you want to protest.
Yeah. Why are they even there in the first place? It's because somebody in the city system, city council, mayor, whoever, whatever city it's in, that decided to be a sanctuary city, refused to release a wanted person to the federal agency. And instead of saying, hey, he's open, he's ready to go, come get him, in the jail, exchange, gone, everybody's safe. No, fuck you. I'm protecting my citizens. And you release them. Now they have to go out into the public and find these people.
Yeah.
You multiply that by how many thousands of people, then you're going to have, this is going to happen again.
Yeah. I will say that Mr. Billfold's out tonight. All right. Later, Mr. Billfold. Appreciate you, brother.
He'll feel better, buddy.
He was, well, I know Tim wasn't feeling good either, but yeah, Mr. Billfold was going nuts in the comments tonight, trying to keep everybody trying to keep it civil. He's been kicking a lot of ass for the channel, so appreciate him. What was I talking about here? I know what I was getting to. Another potential solution, and hear me out. Historically, in my experience, local law enforcement doesn't go out and find people for ICE. It's not what we do. That's not our point. However, if this guy broke into a car and we catch him stealing stuff out of a car. I hate that it fucking does that. And he's stealing stuff out of the car. We catch him in the act. We take him to the jail. Cool. We got this guy. Let's get him ID'd. Okay. This guy's name is John Smith. Oh, he's got an active ICE warrant, whatever it is. Detainer. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, cool. Hold him. Let him know, hey, we got your guy here. You got 72 hours to come get him. Otherwise, we're cutting him loose. And that's it. It's that simple.
How hard is that?
It's so simple. We're not going out trying to find people. We just happen to catch him breaking the law, stealing out of your car, and then we find out he's got an ICE detainer. Oh, okay. Well, hey, guess what? They're here.
I'm curious.
I think that is the best way to do it.
Let me ask you this. We both we used to work at the same agency. I retired. Back in the day, we'd encounter somebody. If we had suspicion, we could call. It wasn't called ICE back in the day. It was called immigration. And we would say, hey, I have this person. He's not legal. What do you want us to do with him? And either if we had an arrest, we could make an arrest and they would deal with it. Or if it wasn't an arrest, but we had suspicion, they wanted to know.
Yeah.
And they would make the decision. Is that not done anymore?
It's been a long time since I've been out there doing that. I don't know. Honestly, I would assume it's still done, but only on like serious violent felonies. Because what officer's got time to sit there and wait around with ICE or immigration for bullshit?
You get 6 domestics holding.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is. Calls are stacked. I'm not sitting there waiting for DEA, FBI, any of them fuckers, unless my guy is wanted for something seriously violent.
But if you're taking someone to jail and you suspect they're illegal, you're still going to notify immigration or whatever they're called now.
Just on suspicion?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I'm not showing a want, that's a lot of effort.
No, it's just a notification.
It depends. How am I going to prove that he's illegal if I don't have his ID? If I don't know who he is?
Well, you're not going to just say anybody, but you get enough probable cause to think that that person is legal. Like they only have a Mexican driver's license, stuff like that. Or they don't speak English. They don't have any paperwork. They don't have anything proven they're a citizen. So there's a suspicion there.
Yeah. Damn it, Brandar. Quit giving us Japanese money.
I love it.
I keep thinking I'm getting paid a bunch of money. $200. Holy shit. It's what is it? $1.99 Japanese? No, thank you very much, Brandar. He said, not in the SOP to call ICE when the ID and IA, any illegal. I don't, everybody's SOPs are a little different. But no, again, I'm not going out of my way unless I've got a serious issue. What if
it just becomes administratively? It's part of like when you get booked, you take your fingerprints, take your pictures,
if that's
check your immigration status, then just make it, instead of making it a question, it's part of your processing into the system.
I'm fine with that.
Let me give you a scenario.
I'm just telling you, I'm not going out of my fucking way on a what if, and it's something minor.
Okay. Let me give you an actual scenario that I had before I retired. Pull over a car. They don't speak English. There's no way of getting any information from her. No driver's license, no registration, no insurance, nothing.
Right.
Now, do I think this person is a bad person? No. Okay. But what if I thought she was a bad person, or it was a he and a bad person? I can't get anywhere. And now I need a translator, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if I have that? Fuck it. It's just too much work.
That's different.
Okay.
You haven't. If I'm taking this person to jail for these traffic offenses, I'm not going through all that effort to find out.
Okay, but what if you're not?
If I'm not taking this person to jail?
Or not, what if you're not? What if you can't figure out how serious the situation is because you just can't communicate, or they refuse to communicate? So now,
yeah,
and I'm gonna front myself out. I was like, fuck it, I don't need this headache.
Yeah,
just let you go. And this person could have been
a mass murderer.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, you gotta. Again, you have the discretion.
Not, it's not that they were illegal, but we had tourists because I worked in Hawaii. I worked for the Marine Corps as a civilian police officer on Marine Corps Base Hawaii, Kaneohe. And every now and then we'd get a tourist from Japan. And when I was a contractor for Pearl Harbor, it would happen over there too. They don't understand. They're just on tour and they would run the gate. So when I was working patrol one night or one afternoon, I had a rookie with me. I knew his wife was Japanese and I knew he was stationed in Japan, but I didn't put two and two together for whatever reason. We stopped a car for running a gate, and for whatever reason, not only did they run the gate, but they took quite a few patrol cars before they stopped. So we did the full lottie-dottie felony stop, was getting them out, and they were doing the we don't speak English thing. And then my partner, Todd, spoke fluent Japanese for a big country boy from Oklahoma.
Wow.
And it threw the people in the car, us, everybody was like, oh.
You were uniting nations with that guy.
But like your dad was saying, they were trying to play it off like they knew what they were doing.
Right.
Once we got down to it and Todd was able to they knew that they weren't allowed to come to where they were going to, but they were trying to push to see if they could just see how far they could go.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to see what. Yeah. So they were, for that, it was just pushing the brakes. But like what your dad was saying, could be something way bigger. And they're using one to get to the other.
Yeah. And you go off of your feeling on it too. Like I can tell you that we're in Texas here. The amount of Hispanic speaking only people that I have had to deal with, like I go off of the totality of what I'm feeling. Like if the spidey senses aren't going off, and it's not that I'm not dealing with much really major things, I'm not pushing real hard. I'm just not.
If you don't see a kid tied up in the back of the van,
yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah. Brandar dropped another bunch of fake money on us. Thank you, Brandar. He said, is illegal immigration a felony or a misdemeanor? Thought all felonies require police action. Am I wrong? Yes. If you know you've got a felony, you have to act. But unless you know, there's that area of ignorance. You know, until you can confirm, you don't.
He's asking if illegal immigration is a felony.
I believe it is.
I don't know
the specifics.
I don't know.
Maybe Dead Lake and
again, I don't deal with illegal immigration, but as far as I know, I think it's a felony, right?
So entering the United States or crossing the border between ports of entry without a valid inspection is violation of federal crime 8 USC section 1325, which is a felony for improper entry by alien. Illegal entry by re-entry is 8 USC 1326. And these offenses can lead to fines, jail time, and future bars from the United States.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Why do I keep hearing it's a civil fine? It's not a criminal activity.
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like a felony.
And then here's a term that I've been heard around with this lady. She was a legal observer. Well, you don't legally observe from the middle of the road.
Yeah. You're what we call obstructing roadway in Texas is a Class B misdemeanor. Super chat from Mike. He said, analysis is much easier if you weren't a statist. What's a statist? I don't even know what that is. I've heard that term. I've never. I don't really like to define myself as anything. Are you calling me a statist? Statist. Not statist. Statist definition. There we go. I've got an advocate of political system in which the state has substantial centralized control over the social and economic affairs. I don't know who you're talking about because it ain't me. I definitely want minimal state.
Well, I don't because here's what people need to understand. We, as Americans, are free, not because the government gives that to us. We are free because we are Americans.
Yeah.
Period. We don't get freedom from the government. The government doesn't allow us to do that. We don't get permission to do shit from the government. Now, collectively, we have all said, hey, we might have a fishing license. You might have there's stuff beyond that. But just being American, you're free, period. There's nothing about the government, about the state. And the state is supposed to be a representation of the whole. So my representative is a representative of our community. And our community got together and said, yeah, we vote this person best represents the values of this collective people. And then it tears up.
Yeah. Brandar said, police make verbal resistance a felony, but you won't take that kind of initiative for an illegal immigration. Again, I don't know who the fuck you're talking to because you don't know how I police. I am telling you how I police. I am telling you that I don't dig into things like this. I don't give a shit about illegal immigration to the point where I am going to go so far as to confirm a status on somebody if I'm not getting the vibe that there's something there. So if I pull you over and you don't have a license to drive, but you've got insurance on your car, I'm just going to write a ticket. I'm not going to get too far in the weeds on it. Now, if you look me dead in the eye and go, I'm sorry, I'm an illegal alien. Okay, guess what? Now I got to push the issue.
Where is he getting a verbal resistance as a felony?
I don't know.
On this particular scenario with the ICE?
I maybe.
Or overall?
Police make a verbal resistance a felony. Do they? Police.
I have an idea. If you make it like when you pull someone over, you check for wants and warrants and status. And then if part of the status check, you on your traffic stop, you can't just hold someone on the traffic stop for ICE. That's not your job. Your job is, I pulled this person over for speeding, or they think of DUI. You're there for that. Now, in the interim, while you're on your traffic stop and this wants and warrants check and NCIC is doing its thing, and because it never goes down, it's always up and it always works. Your returns always come back and the people are always truthful and give you the names. Let's just assume everything is working and this person they are illegal. You just notify ICE. Hey, we have this person. Do you want them?
Yeah.
And then if you have, let's say, a major metropolitan city, we'll go with any. It doesn't have to be Chicago or Minneapolis or any big city. You're going to have this. You're going to have illegals there, regardless of the amount or the tens of thousands or a couple hundred. You're going to run into it. You're going to have that. On the other end of this, if you start notifying ICE that we have interaction, because especially if you're in a city that you have a lot of illegals that you're interacting with them all the time, notifying ICE 60 times a day, every third traffic stop is this, every domestic it's just an administrative process on the police side. But then on ICE, then you put the CONUS on ICE. Do you want this person?
Yeah.
Because at that point, that's just you're doing a status check like through NCIC for your immigration status would be no different than your status check for wants and warrants. And if it comes back, the NCIC's down, great, NCIC's down. You can't just hold them there for your traffic stop. If you're done, you let them go, you let them go. 4 hours later, NCIC comes up and says, hey, that guy you stopped is really wanted. Now you start working off of that. But in the moment, you can't just, if we want to talk about, both sides of the fence, we'll do our thing. Just make it an administrative process. It'll overwhelm the system on the other side. Then you'll see where your hot spots, you'll know where you have to take care of. Then of those people that if we're getting 150 hits a day, 3 of them have felony warrants for aggravated crimes against people. They're violent crimes. Those are the people that for sure, I want those people. But if you're here awaiting your trial and you've committed no crime, you're not doing anything, those aren't the people that the rest of America has a problem with. Because if your one crime is just coming across the border, it is a crime. How many times have anybody that's listening to this sped? You rolled a stop sign, anything else that you didn't get a ticket for, or that you should have went to jail for, or you got off for? Like, how many times? Like, it's not the crime of the century coming across the border. It's not. Now, if you come across the border with 1,000 dead bodies, different story. Right. But if you just come across the border, that's not the crime of the century. Obstructing in the middle of the road is not the crime of the century. But things beyond that, the actions that happen beyond that, that comes into the totality of the situation. So back to what I was saying, if you make it just an administrative, you're not, notify them. That's it. That's all you guys, that's all any law enforcement, whether you want to support ICE, you don't want to support ICE, you want to be a sanctuary city, don't want to be a sanctuary, follow the law. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
And in those cities, you're going to overwhelm the system.
I believe the big part of the problem is ignorance. We have an ignorant society. And it's just a fact.
Yeah.
And if you don't agree with what a law enforcement like ICE agency is doing, why do you attack the ICE officers? They're just enforcing an existing law. If you have issues with what they're doing and why they're doing it, well, go to the source. The source is they're just doing what they're supposed to do is enforcing the law. You're not upset with the ICE agents. You're upset with the law itself. So why would you attack the ICE officer instead of who's creating the laws? And who's creating the laws is Congress. There's where your fight is. And we don't have a smart enough society to understand that.
Yeah.
Is my belief.
Fair. That's fair. Ryan Holzinger said, and that's how a lot of people get away with things. And I think he's referring to, saying that I wouldn't dig too far into stuff. And this is something that maybe you do, maybe you don't have the perspective of, Ryan, is that like where I'm at, there's a ton of calls holding all the time. So it is nothing for you to get in your patrol car, turn your computer on, and there's 30 or 40 calls holding just on your side of town alone. And there's 7 sides of town, let's say. And this is not even in one of the, like, we're not talking like NYPD, LAPD, Chicago. We're talking, major cities, but not quite as major as those.
Like a Denver or a Dallas or Atlanta.
Yes.
Orlando.
Baltimore. Cities like that. Yeah. This is the type of cities I'm talking about. Philly. You got a ton of calls holding. So it comes down to how much manpower you have, not a lot, how many calls are holding, and playing a statistics game. Is the juice worth the squeeze on this one right now? If I get the vibe that it's not, I'm going to use my discretion, and I'm going to either press forward and keep digging and doing what I need to do, or I'm going to say, you know what? There's a priority 1 robbery call that just popped out. I know that one's hot and people's safety's on the line. And on this one, I'm guessing. I don't know. So I'm going to play the statistical odds. You know what? I'm going to give you a warning on this one. Keep it on the roadway, whatever it was. Take it easy. Show me en route to that robbery. You're going to go and play the statistical odds. That's really what it comes down to. It's not that, a lot of people do get away with stuff.
It's another example of expecting too much from a human being, right, which is an officer.
Yeah. Like, and then that gets into the weeds too. Now let's say I become that black and white RoboCop and I'm taking everybody to fucking jail. Everybody. If every cop does that, your system can't handle it.
Oh, you'll hate it.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we're there, law enforcement there is for good order and discipline. We want to keep the masses, let them go to barbecues on Sunday, go to work on Monday. Like that's what we're there to do. When there's football games, well, everyone gets together. We know alcohol gets involved. We get a little rowdy. Like, yes, we are there to make sure to protect those that can't protect themselves. That's also why we're there.
Yeah.
But we do that by good order and discipline.
Yeah.
That's what we're there to do. So yeah, there's going to be some cops that are like super, I'm a predator hunter and I just go all after pedophiles, or I'm just a DUI guy. And I do nothing but get drunk drivers off the road. That's how I help. Like there are those that's going to happen. But at the end of the day, we're there to help. So yes, there's going to be verbal warnings. Yes, you're going to, like, people used to tell me all the time, like, Josh, you pull a lot of cars over. Like, you're right, I do. Or they used to tell me I write a lot of tickets. I go, I don't write a lot of tickets. I said, if you do my statistics, I'm like 1 for 25 or 1 for 30. I'll pull over 25 or 30 cars and I'll write 1 ticket. Because in my mind, I'm for sure directly affecting this one person for speeding. While I'm there, how many cars are going to come by and see my blue lights on and they might slow down and they're going to text their friends that the cops are out there. So just by that one traffic stop, I can indirectly help keep the speed down, maybe in this one area, because we had a traffic accident in there where a kid was hit on a bicycle. So we can keep the good order and discipline and not write tickets, not put people in handcuffs. And even then, I used to tell people all the time when I would put them in handcuffs, these can come off just as fast as they go on. I'm putting these for your safety in mind. As soon as we get to a position or like, what I don't need you in handcuffs anymore, I'll take you out. And I have.
Yeah.
But we're there for good order and discipline. And so in this instance, the local law enforcement needs to be that buffer between. If federal law enforcement is going to come out there with the hard dick and that's what they're going to do, they're going to do what they're going to do. If your politicians have said you're not going to talk with, that's going to happen. But the guys and gals that are going to get up tomorrow morning and they're going to go to shift tonight and they're going to work and they're out there getting spit on all this stuff, just be that go-between.
Yeah. Brandar dropped another 5,000 of those JPYs to us. I appreciate you, brother. He said, you are using police discretion comparing letting someone off from an infraction versus someone with a felony charge of crossing the border. I understand they are harmless actions, but they are still felonies cops have to enforce. Yes. I don't know where the mismessaging is coming from. If I know that they have committed a felony, such as being an illegal alien, if I know it, then I have to enforce it. I have to know it to enforce it. Brandar, look at me in the camera. I have to know it. Not suspicious. Now, it's not it doesn't have to be something that I suspect.
How'd that happen?
Dead leg. It's not
something magic button pushing.
Yeah, I love it. I can have suspicion all day long. Yeah, this person might be illegal. That doesn't mean my discretion goes away yet. I have to prove that. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to dig into it too hard to prove it based on a minor traffic offense. That's what I'm getting at. I am not digging that far when I have 40 calls holding and 4 of them are priority ones where people's lives are at danger or on the line. And that is what a priority 1 call typically is. So, yes, if I know that they're illegal, they go to jail. That is a felony. I have to hold them. I have to call ICE, immigration, whatever, if I know I've got a felony.
Here's one. You can have warrants and not go to jail because they're non-extraditable. They're not in the area that you want to get picked up by from. So you can literally get pulled over by police, have warrants for your arrest, get put in handcuffs, and then get let go on scene and drive away.
Yep.
With warrants. You are a wanted person and you are let go.
Yep. Let me get to Mike. Mike Mike again. God damn, Mike. I think Mike's dropped probably $50 tonight. I appreciate you, brother.
I think Mike's drinking the same thing we are.
I think Mike should not be on our show and been drinking. He's spending too much money. He said, I went to legislator about police blatantly violating the rights of Craig Hendry. I don't know that one. They responded by saying, we don't get involved in police matters. I think he's responding to us saying to go fighting. Talk to your congressman. So I'll let you address that. What do you say to that? Because you were told him to go fight.
Well, yes. If you have issues with the way your local law enforcement is behaving and you get this bullshit, we don't deal with police matters. Well, then you say, well, who the fuck does? You can't just accept that as an answer.
Okay.
I mean, if they make the laws, they make the laws. Yeah. Now, if you see a flaw in the law, right?
Yeah. I see what you said there. Flaw in the law.
Flaw in the law. You bring it to their attention. If they don't give the response that you think you should deserve, what do you just quit? No, you move on. You go to somebody else. Squeaky wheel. What's it get?
The grease.
I have a suggestion. I don't know if this is possible. This could be old man thinking. Super chat, right? Special.
Mm-hmm.
So a super chat, say like Brandar has a comment and say Mike disagrees. Can we create an animated fight?
Super chat fight. You can't.
No.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Lame ass.
That would be cool. But Brandar said, it wasn't your, okay, so my bad, Brandar, I apologize. I thought you were talking to me. So he said, it wasn't an argument I was responding to you. It was your guest. So it's one of you two bitches.
Which one?
I've ranted pretty good.
I was going to say, more than likely he's talking to Deadleg, but he didn't want to call him a cripple, so.
Let the air out of my wheelchair. It's like hurt my feelings.
Can't pick on the cripple or the elder. So you're fucked.
What's Twitchy saying? Twitchy's one of our mods said the magenta. I don't even know what that is.
Super chat.
Whatever that little symbol is. The magenta super chat.
Is that the Japanese yen?
I don't know. Is that what that is? I don't know. So anyway. Okay. Where else are we?
This is complete. Come back to the whole. It's completely avoidable. If you want to be a legal observer, do that. Just that. Don't push the legal definition of what a legal observer is. Legally observe.
Yeah.
That's it.
We do. And that's another thing that I get bad at doing is there's still accountability for the person that's breaking the law. That we can't lose focus on that either. Like you broke the law. That's going to bring attention to you. And we can't forget that side of it either. So, and everybody in the chat, I know like you're not the person that's going to go out and do this type of thing. I understand that. And so for us just sitting back, we're making the best judgments we can for not being out there. And so I can be 100% wrong on everything that we've said tonight because I wasn't there.
We're just going on a 30-second clip.
Yeah. And we're going based off of our experience and our opinions. So it doesn't make us right. I promise you, it doesn't. I've been wrong a lot.
Yeah. It's like this. Okay. When you show a clip like that and you have society respond to it, most of society has never been in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making judgments and assumptions based on pretty much what they have in their mindset or what they see on TV. Unless you haven't been in that situation, that exact situation, it's all an assumption.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
You really can't tell.
Yeah.
And we only have what we see for that 30-second spot. We don't know what happened before.
Yeah. We don't know the communications going on between everybody. Yeah. We don't know what they smell.
So the safest thing to say is what that hard ass, what's the what is his title? Tom
Holman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said it best. He said, why don't you just fucking let us do an investigation and we'll get the answers for you?
Yeah.
Well, just wait. But society can't wait.
That is true. Society is definitely, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we have the podcast, is because society's not going to wait. And I realize that because I used to be the guy that was like, wait for the investigation. We can't wait. Everybody's going to get their opinions out there. So if you're going to get your opinions out there, at least let's start sharing our perspective based on law enforcement side of things so we can have the conversations. So
I watched I don't remember who exactly the senator was, but a senator had made comments on Twitter that this was attuned to murder. And then in the interview, the news person was asked, how many people have you interviewed from the scene? He's like, he's like, well, how much evidence have you seen? Well, so you have seen no evidence. You've talked to nobody. You've never been there yourself, but you, just by watching this little clip as a senator, are able to come out and say that this is murder. He's like, well, do you think, then he goes, do you think that's due process? Because then he brings up the senator's words again about wanting due process. Let the process work. Let things work themselves out in court. The hypocrisy is crazy.
I had the same exact scenario with a Facebook rant on a total stranger.
You're going to see a common theme with this.
I go, wow. How'd you come up with that guilty verdict without, one, being there, talking to anybody, seeing all the evidence, looking at all the body cams, talking to all the witnesses, all the Ring doorbells, anything out there.
Yeah.
In record time. I said, bravo. Good job.
Yeah. There's only been certain videos where I'm 100% like, I don't care. Yeah, the Sonia Massey. I watched the body cam. We watched them on here live together. This is the one case, in my opinion, that motherfucker's guilty.
Can you pull that up? I'm not familiar with it.
It's the boiling water. It's a long process to watch it all. It's a crazy lady in her house. She calls police because she thought somebody's trying to get in through one of her windows. She's a frequent flyer.
Okay.
So they know who she is. They've had multiple calls to the house before. So they get this call, they go out there, it's 2 officers, and they check the house, check around it. They don't see any signs of any break-in. And you can tell right away there's something off this lady's rocker. And they should have just left.
Right.
But they get talked into going into the house. And I said it like multiple times. Like, I would have left here. 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 Like, it just keeps going.
So the lady talks to them.
Yeah, she wants to. Yeah, she's like, well, I want to talk about this now. She wants to talk about this totally unrelated thing and wants to report something different. So they go in the house and he's like, I need your ID. He wants to get her ID or whatever. And she's being crazy lady. And she goes into the kitchen and they're in the living room area that kind of connect. And she says, well, I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus or something like that. And this guy the one officer goes from 0 to 100 and was like, the fuck you do something like that, I'll shoot you in the fucking face.
Wait. She said, I'll rebuke you?
Yeah, she says, I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Yeah.
And I'll shoot you in
the fucking face. And he goes, I'll shoot you in the fucking face. And then that causes her craziness to grab this pot of water. And he, like a dumbass, closes the distance, magnetizes to her. And she, there's a debate whether she threw the water or not. She did. I mean, you can see the water throw up, but that's besides the point. We should have never been in the house. We didn't have an offense. We pushed way too far into all of this stuff. And he shoots and kills this crazy lady. It's not illegal to be crazy. It's horrible. It's a horrible shoot. The partner was the biggest disappointment for me because the writing was on the wall with this dude, this officer, who had been at like 6 different departments, come to find out. Red flag. And then ends up like the partner, had it been me, the moment my partner said, I'll shoot you in the fucking face, you do something like that after I'll rebuke you. And that was he had a window where he could have been, I'm sorry, ma'am, you have a nice day, partner. We're going to go. We're done. And he could have bounced, but he just I think he was kind of caught off guard.
So the crazy lady thought she was in danger because I'll fucking shoot you.
Yeah, because he starts coming in.
And where does the water come in play?
There was a pot of water in the kitchen that was boiling, and he goes to tell her, get away from it. And I think he kind of puts the idea in her head. So now she grabs it and he closes the distance, and it's fucking unreal. Sorry, I got to get to these super chats though. Brandar said, legally observe unless it's in Florida and they want to use their halo law. Yeah, Florida does have their halo law. What is it, 25 feet? Something like that. He said, sorry for the Japanese yen money, not on my VPN. That's awesome. That's too funny. No, but for real, Brandar, thank you, man. I do appreciate you dropping your coin in here. I know you don't have to do that.
Because these protests, to me, this situation could be something similar to First Amendment auditors. You're looking for a reaction. Don't give it to them. Yeah.
If you don't, and we've talked to some of the auditors on here before, and I said, I told them how I handle auditors. I said, if I'm doing it right, I don't even go talk to you. I go talk to my complainant, find out if there's been any sort of law broken. If they can't articulate anything, I explain to them, hey, he's got First Amendment right to be filming out there on that sidewalk. I can't do nothing.
What if you pull one over for a traffic violation?
Who?
An auditor who doesn't want to present any ID.
He doesn't. Why would he have to?
It's on a traffic stop.
Traffic stop.
Oh, if I pulled him, well,
yeah,
he's not really being an auditor.
Well, my bad. I'm mistaken the auditor for sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking. I'm putting those two together.
Yeah. Oh God, don't get me started with the sovereign citizens.
They're their own different.
That's my favorite.
I don't deal with them.
Oh man, as a sergeant, because when my officers knew, if you get a sovereign citizen, you call me to the scene. I will handle that because I had a formula for them. Oh man, I lay it all out there and said, because they want to hand you these papers and all this stuff. I say, before we get started, I'm going to say something, okay? And then I go down my spiel. I said, because you're driving on a Texas public roadway, you are legally required 3 things. I need a license, current registration, and proof of insurance. I said, if you have any other arguments other than that, because you are on a public roadway in a motor vehicle, it has a D on your drive, whatever, whether they had a stick shift or whatever. The D stands for drive, not for traveling. I don't care about any other arguments that you may have. That's for the courts, not for the side of the road. So the next 3 things I need from you are your license, insurance, and your current registration. If you don't have those things, you're going to be getting tickets, and that's how this is going to go. Do you have anything to say? And more often than not, almost every time they've gone through and they're okay, and they give you shit.
So they look at their console. Oh, you do have a D.
Yeah. And so other than that, I've had a few that are like, they'll just stay silent. They won't talk, and they'll hold this paper up to the window or whatever. And so I'm like, okay. I was like, the next process from here is going to be, I'm going to give you 2 more warnings of the things I need. And if you don't give me those things, we're going to be forced to remove you from the vehicle. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And of course, I let them know we got everything on body camera. I said, but then I would show them the law. Like I would have it ready and say, hey, here's where you're required. I would go above and beyond before I ever would try to rip somebody out of the vehicle. And I've never had to rip them out. So my formula works, but we've gotten close calls.
I would just tell them I'm a sovereign citizen cop so I can write you a ticket.
my main thing that I would get them like right at the end, like, cause I've had 2 that I almost like, I thought I was going to have to break the window and rip them out. And I told them, I said, besides that, if you are truly a sovereign citizen, then why did you stop?
Yeah.
Why did you submit to my lights and sirens? So
yeah, loser.
What if they changed the D to a T?
There you go. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I little sticker. Put a T
my God, that would be hilarious. I would let them go. I would go, touche. You got me.
Checkmate.
You tricky motherfucker. And then let him go. I mean, hey, they went above and beyond. They got me. So, no, all's fair. It's a traffic stop.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
I'll just write your mom.
Yeah, well played, Brandar. If you put a T on your car, bro, that would be the move.
That was worth $2.
Yep. Hey, I tell you what, if somebody can change theirs, not a Photoshop, I want to see it legitimately changed. I will post that on all of our social media and give you guys a shout out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
Spread.
Yeah. What's it say on the shifter for you? That's a T, brother.
I'm traveling, bitch.
Traveling, bitch. Oh shit. Well, I think we've hit we're almost at 3 hours, so I think we've hit yeah, you're gonna get in trouble from your wife. Yeah. I think we've hit a good stopping point, but thank you everybody for joining in tonight. This was a good topic of discussion. You know, I don't know if we fixed anything, but
I'm glad we waited and didn't pull a knee-jerk reaction and waited and got factual stuff before we started making opinions about things.
Yeah. Because I still stand at the end of the day. I think it was lawful. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with the whole thing happening. So
yeah, there's plenty of things in the police tactics that you're allowed to do, but do you have to do it?
Right.
And many things like canine. Did you have to release the dog? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. There's a great video of a guy on the side of the freeway, hands up. He's down on his knees. You know the one. And they still let the dog go. I'm like, what in the fuck?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was on him for like 2 or 3 minutes too before he got off. Oh God, it was bad.
Yes.
And they take their time to get to the guy to release the
fucking dog. Mike dropped $2 in the super chat and said, I want a refund.
Mike, I'm with Mike. He gets a refund.
Mike gets a refund. As soon as YouTube lets me know how to do that, which I don't think they will.
Alan's in the chat.
Alan's in the chat?
Yep, he was a little bit ago.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Here, I'll scroll up.
Oh, I'll let you find it. He's probably been busy working. We've had a lot of people with the 2 Cops, 1 Donut, the health issues going on. Tim's got
mine's normal-ish.
Yeah.
Are you talking moderators or?
Yeah, well, Tim, our moderator, Alan's family's been having some issues. Fucking Banning's mom passed away, and then one of our mutual friends had a stroke. And just all sorts of shit.
Stroke's no joke. It could happen to anybody.
Damn, you've been a poet all night. You notice that?
What?
You said the flaw in the law, strokes are no jokes. Tell me Fred Gilbert's not from Flint.
Flintstone.
That's right. Flintstones. That's what we call it. It's the street thugs. Oh, shit. Well, shut your fucking mouth.
Remember, we had a bet that regardless of everything else.
You said you were sending me a shirt. I haven't got it. You think I'm going to buy a fucking Ohio State shirt?
I'm getting you the smallest medium as possible.
I'll wear it. Bet's a bet.
Well,
whatever you buy, I'll put it on.
Just get demolished.
Twice. By Indiana, and then it's Indiana, and then who we play? Whoever we
Miami.
With Miami, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It was night that
they beat Michigan.
Night Stranger Things came out. Yeah, they beat Michigan. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I can give a shit less about all of the rest.
Speaking of, what do y'all think of that scandal that happened in Michigan?
Oh, the coach?
Yeah.
And fuck him. He deserves to go to jail.
If they beat Ohio State, I don't think that it would have came out.
Really?
So you think someone tipped them off?
Oh, they allegedly they've known about that going on for a while, and allegedly he paid.
They
for
waited.
Allegedly,
so they lose to Ohio State and like fuck them. Let's just use this. Get rid of them
while the press is already bad. Let's keep this momentum going.
And then after they fired him, he allegedly said that he was going to harm himself and was in jail for a while on a 5150 hold. And yeah, go Buckeyes.
Marine's blood. The common denominator between the medical issues is TCOD, Eric. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm not doing anything.
Mine was pre-existing before we met.
Dead legs was pre-existing. Now, he did get a new device added to his body.
Yeah, recently.
So I'm not
gonna a pump.
Yeah, you got a penis pump added to his body.
That was a reduction. You have no idea what it's like carrying around all this weight.
This is a curse. So why do you think they call him dead leg? They're like, he's got a third leg.
That's third leg.
Yeah.
As I got older, I wanted a more adult name instead of Josh. It went from Joshua instead of Josh to Joshua. Instead of third leg, I went to dead leg.
There you go. That makes sense. The older you get. So, well, old man. Thank you for being on. I told you this live setup. Did you like this better?
Yeah.
This is more enjoyable.
I would like it more when you get the cigar chairs.
Yes. We're gonna. So the idea, dead leg, is I don't need to have a keyboard sitting at the desk with me here, because we'll always have somebody running it in the background. But I want to get just 2 chairs, a little coffee table so the mics can connect to it, create more of an open atmosphere, and be able to do this. Be fun.
I don't know which podcast. I think Bill Maher does it that way.
Oh, really?
Sits and
kind of sits like that.
Yeah. Because we can.
I like the new setup.
Oh yeah.
It's especially with the switcher and all the different camera angles. And
dude.
How it's set up now, you're able to have a guest.
Yeah.
Live with you.
Yeah. Monday we're having Von Kleem in studio, and I think Banning. Yeah.
What's Von Kleem doing?
Von Kleem, Force Science guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Super smart.
Yeah. For those that don't know, if you're not friends with Von Kleem, you get charged to have that guy show up to come talk about the stuff that he's an expert in.
Well,
he's an expert.
We had Force Science come to the academy back in the day, and I took it. And I don't know who taught it, but it was impressive.
Mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
That's been one of my favorite classes I've ever had was that. But everybody that donated tonight in the super chats and all that stuff and the memberships, again, thank you very much. Shout out to our sponsors, Peregrine.io. If you guys are looking for improving your police department and you are trying to make your terrible detectives into Sherlock Holmes, check out Peregrine. Ghost Patch. Make sure you guys check out Ghost Patch. It's one of our other sponsors. You can get these types of things. Brandar said, at Eric, check Discord memes and funny things. I will check that out. Let me see if I can.
Is Retro Rifle on board yet?
Retro Rifle is like semi on board.
I've seen some of their shirts at Shields. It's the first time I've ever seen them in person. So if you've I've never touched them before, nothing before. I had my mother-in-law with me, and we were just on a walking spree, so we didn't buy anything. The only reason I didn't buy anything is because we said that we weren't going to buy anything when we went in there. So next time I'm going in there, I'm for sure buying one of those shirts because my God, are they comfortable?
Yes.
They're like golf, like sports with Moisture Awakenings, like the Nike golf stuff. It's really, really nice shirts.
Yep. That's what I got on right now. Check out the shifter. That's why you wanted me to check out.
Who did that?
Brandar.
Brandar.
You got parking, you got reverse, neutral, and traveling.
Is that a transmission?
Maybe.
It identifies as traveling?
Maybe. See what you did there.
I'm good. I'm gonna get us kicked off YouTube.
Right. Oh shit. I can't even figure out how to stop sharing. There it is. Okay. All right, guys. Other than that, I got nothing else. Freddie, got any closing remarks, sir?
No, just stay off my lawn.
Dead leg, anything for you, sir?
Where I'm at in Colorado, we don't know what snow is. So I would like snow in Colorado. I live just off the Front Range. So do you know where Rocky Mountain National Park is?
Uh-huh.
I'm just off of that exit off of 25.
Nice.
just east of Loveland. I'm east of 25, so I'm on the other side of 25.
How far are you from South Fork?
All right. Let's talk about this offline. So,
yep.
All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. Take it easy, and we'll talk about this offline here. Later, guys.